Alrighty folks, hello there, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena Draft video. It's time for more Premier Draft Crimson Vow. And yeah, I've been enjoying this format quite a bit. It's definitely not an easy format to get a hold of immediately, so it does take time to understand it since this is not very straightforward. But yeah, I think I've been enjoying this quite a lot, actually. Obviously, we all know how bad Sealed is, but the draft environment, you don't always face against the nutty opponent with the bomb deck. Occasionally you do, but it's not like they're unbeatable or anything. And since the density of powerful bombs that you face against don't come up too often, since it's also regulated by the colors, color pairs the opponents, the people are drafting, so. Yep, you do get rewarded for knowing what to do, what commons to pick and uncommons to choose from. But overall, yeah, I've been enjoying this a bit. But I do feel like this is an acquired taste, since it had a really bad rap due to the whole sealed format being really unfun. As we know, the power level of the rares and mythics do outclass a lot of the commons and uncommons, and there's just not too many ways that common to really handle the rares and mythics if they, for example, just play it and then they just get to untap for one turn and go off. But yeah, been enjoying this a lot recently. So hopefully this video can help some of you out. Maybe start drafting this a little bit more. So pack one, pick one. Did we open a busted rare? If we did not, what's our strategy? Unfortunately, Thalia is not a busted rare, but we have some good uncommons here for specific decks. Whispering Wizard, I like in any blue deck except blue-green, but even blue-green, it's viable, since blue-green is more creature-based, and this rewards you for casting a bunch of non-creatures. Blood-type Harvester is probably the best uncommon out of this pack, but it does put me into two colors. And this is a great reward for drafting black-red, which is the best two-color pair in this format. And also rewards you for making blood tokens. At Child Pack is also great, but I would still take Blood Type Harvester over both of these two. At Common, we're probably just going to take the Abrade here. I think Abrade is probably the best common in this format, along with Bleed Dry. At this point in the format, I might actually take Abrade over Bleed Dry, even though it's lower power level. It just puts me in the red, the best color, which pairs well with everything else. And then red also has an array of strong commons, so definitely take Abrade over Traveling Minister, which would be my second best common in this pack. So I would go Abrade, Harvester, maybe Traveling Minister, and then these other cards are in consideration. But I'll take Abrade to stay open as we get past Alluring Suitor, which is a great red uncommon too, which we're going to take here. Probably the best card in this pack. Another gold uncommon that I've been impressed by is also Wandering Mind. The gold uncommons I like in this set the most are the black-red Blood-type Harvester, the blue-white Brinecombr, and then Wandering Mind I think gets third place, and blue-red is also a pretty strong deck. Although blue's commons are lackluster outside of like Lantern Bearer and maybe Chill of the Grave, I still think blue-red has good synergy. But we'll still take Alluring Suitor, just a great card. And then Alluring Suitor does want us to have a good amount of aggressive 2-drops to transform this on turn 3 and also help you ramp. But I've definitely won a lot of games with Alluring Suitor in this set. Path of the Peril, good card, but I find that sweepers aren't that effective in this format. There's just ways to recur creatures. There's also Disturb going on. And then even if you wipe the board like Blood, against a deck with full of blood, they can always just cycle lands all day and find their spells. And here we're just going to take Bleed Dry out of this pack. Pretty late pick 3s, and this is definitely one of the top commons, if not the best common in the set. But as I've stated, I actually don't think it's wrong taking Abrade over Bleed Dry pack 1, pick 1. The problem with black is that their commons are decent, but not the level of the red commons and uncommons, and there's too many of them filling the 4-drop department. So if you have Bleed Dries and then Diregraph Scavengers and Blood Craze Socialites, it's just going to be really clunky. But we're still going to take it here over Minister, Imprisonment, and Lantern Bearer, which would be the other 3 commons here. If Bleed Dry was in his pack, I wouldn't mind Minister. Not a big fan of red-white, but if you have a Alluring Suitor, you want to lean towards aggression, and that's what red-white is about. And this is the best white common. But we'll take Bleed Dry here. and hopefully end up black-red. If not black-red, I guess we can be blue-red, and Aruth is quite powerful. I could even splash it if we pick up some fixing. But yeah, Aruth is just Reckless Impulse on steroids. And with the Exile effect, you do want to make sure you have more cheap spells to go along with it. Otherwise, if you do end up exiling a bunch of expensive stuff, it can be kind of awkward since you won't be able to play all of it. But yeah, Aruth is a powerful card draw engine in blue-red, so I guess we can lean towards the Grixis colors. Otherwise, I'd be looking at Impulse, but yeah, this is pick 4 Aruth. I think this is definitely very first pickable. So maybe someone picked another monocolor card to stay flexible, but this could be a sign. And now what? Best cards in this pack are Flourishing Hunter and Kindly Ancestor. I could just take a Lacerate Flesh. It's not an impressive removal spell, but one copy is never wrong, and it does keep me in red, which is the color which I'm most likely going to end up playing. Skulking Killer is pretty bad, and it's really difficult to only have one creature on the battlefield, and if it is, even if they do, giving -2 might not be enough, and the 2 toughness tends to trade down, so I'll never play this card. Let's just take a Lacerate Flesh. If Lacerate Flesh wasn't in this pack, maybe I'd speculate on Kindly Ancestor, seeing the Traveling Ministers get past, or even Siphon Essence if I want to keep draft a instant speed blue-red deck. But Flesh is fine. Nothing exciting. Also nothing exciting in this pack. The red cards aren't exciting. I'm not a big fan of Magma Pummeler, even if I'm in red. I think I take Scatter Thoughts here, given that I have Aruth and we were just past one. Otherwise, I'd be speculating on too many other colors here. So this pack is almost like similar like the previous one. Both Kindly Ancestor and Flourishing Hunter are here. But I only really like Flourishing Hunter if you can ramp into it. And red-white is not a color combination I like, and I don't really want to move into 4 colors at this point in the draft. And it's a good common, but not at an insane rate. So I'll take a Scatter Thoughts. And if we do end up black-red, I might have missed out on the dual land to maybe splash for Edgar, but that's okay. And then I'll just take another 2-drop here. Bloodpetal Celebrant's alright. Best in black-red vampires. Obviously because it cares about vampires and it generates a blood token when it dies. Seems better than everything else. But we're also seeing some late white cards, but they're not really impressive. Okay, maybe take a Scob here. I don't hate Repository Scob in blue-red, because there's Voldaren Epicures you can sacrifice for as 1-drops and Lantern Bearers, and I've been pretty impressed by having at least a copy of this. There's also a late Bloodfountain, which is okay, but I've been kind of down on it, to be honest. Usually 1 copy is fine, and even then, there's enough blood in black-red that I don't need to care about, and it feels like blue is more open, so don't hate the Scob here. Maybe just move into blue-red, which is a strong archetype that I'm a big fan of. Now that I have 1 Scatter Thoughts, I think it's fine maybe taking a counterspell here just to play along with the instant. Obviously, it's not great with Aruth because they're going to know that you exile it, and I'd rather have Syncopate. So there's an argument for another Scatter Thoughts, but I think we're going to have enough 4-drops in blue-red, including cards like Cruel Witness. I'm fine just taking it here. Also late Kindly Ancestor, I guess no respect from my right-hand side. And Binding Geist is a fine creature to trade off on turn 3, and then Disturb later to maybe nerf a creature. And then I guess I'll take a second Scatter Thoughts here. Not sure I'll play a second copy, but yeah, at the start of format we thought this would be the best blue common, but it just turned out to be just okay. The best blue common is still Lantern Bearer, which I'm hoping to get later. And blue does look very open, so I think we can maybe just move into blue-red, even though we were past the Bleed Dry out of nowhere pick 3. Maybe there was just too many good black cards that were being passed as we opened up Blood Vial Purveyor. God, this is one of the bombs. Can I just take a Flame Blessed Bolt, please? I honestly don't think black is open. By taking this, like, if this was a real-life pod, I would take the Blood Vial Purveyor. Like, not only is this a hate draft, but it's there's a potential to being black-red, but seeing almost 0 black cards in the last pack that were exciting outside of 1 copy of Bleed Dry, I think it's reasonable to just take a Flame Blessed Bolt here and just stay safe. But, you know, this is a cool card, but I haven't showcased any 7-win blue-red decks yet, so let's take a Flame Blessed Bolt. Take a humble pick. And then now, again, no amazing black cards still, so if we moved into black-red, I guess we'd be looking at Markov, Retribution, and black-red. Here we could just take Wedding Invitation. It's pretty strong if we pick up a couple of vampires, and is a common that overperforms. But there's also Reckless Impulse, which I do like in blue-red as well, since there tends to be some cheap cards. Although, if we play double Scattered Thoughts, stuff might get too expensive. I don't know here. I don't see any vampires yet, so we can pick up... I guess we have 2 vampires, so this could be reasonable. But there's a chance that this wheels 2. So I'm going to take a Reckless Impulse here. Just a part unique card draw effect, and been quite impressive. Okay, Wandering Mind is perfect. One of the best multicolor uncommons. Otherwise, we'd be looking at an okay Lamphold Racketeers, a fine blocker that can also ping the opponent. But I prefer Kessig Flame Breather since they're cheaper and they get on the board early. And had we stuck with the Blood Vial Purveyor, we'd be looking at Belligerent Guest, which is okay, or just take a Wandering Mind. So mine missed on the Flame Blessed Bolt, so didn't get punished, which is a good sign. And Mirror Hall Mimic. Okay, so we are reading our signals correctly, and now we get rewarded. As much as I hate passing the Kessig Flame Breather, which would be perfect in the blue-red deck, I think the Mirror Hall Mimic is just too powerful. Being able to copy any creature and then in the late game disturb this to make copies on every upkeep is already kind of a lot stronger than Kessig Flame Breather. So hopefully this wheels, but now we're going to get rewarded for staying to our colors. This pack isn't exciting. Not a big fan of Curse. And we should have enough card advantage. I don't really care about Cat tapping out on turn 3, doing nothing, and exiling cards. But I just take Repository Scob. Might not play the second copy since we don't seem to have any good things to exploit. But I'll still take it here in case. So, don't care about Witness the Future. It's fine, but nothing exciting. And then, in case we need a 2-drop, maybe now we take a Hungry Ridge Wolf over Fearful Villager. We have some decent amount of 3s already, so I don't really care that much. Could also consider the Selhoff Entomber as a fine 2-drop blocker. Guess there's also Geistlight Snare, but we do have a counterspell on the sideboard already, and we're not really a Spirits Auras deck. It's fine, but I think I'll take a Hungry Ridge Wolf then. Pack was really unexciting. Okay, Voldaren Epicure is a nice creature we can exploit. Also makes a blood token, so that was a nice late pickup. And now I can take a Whispering Wizard, which is perfect in this type of deck. So, yeah. And speaking of 4-drops, yeah, it's getting kind of crowded, so gotta be careful not to have too many Scattered Thoughts. But I might play it over Repository Scob in this deck if we don't have any more things to exploit. Shoulder Grave is also solid, but not over Whispering Wizard. And, yeah, nothing else here. And, okay, Wedding Invite's pretty late, so I'll take it now. Definitely reasonable, even in blue-red. Alchemist Gambit is kind of risky, and cleaving this for 7 is really expensive. So, we'll take a Wedding Invite. And wow, Lamphold Racketeer, alright, I'll take this. So we might not play Repository Scob, but I don't mind this. Just another reward for playing non-creature spells, and that was pretty late. So blue-red's very open. I can even play an Alchemist Retrieval for interaction if I need one. So this deck is shaping out very nicely, and blue-red is very open. So this is what we get for reading the signals. We get really well rewarded as we open up a second Blood Vial Purveyor that we're passing. But luckily we're passing to our right-hand side, and by passing through our right-hand side, the person to my left, passing to my left-hand side, the person to my left doesn't get a second Blood Vial Purveyor. Best card is Bowloom Egg. We don't have much exploit, but we do have a Scob in the sideboard, and we pick up some Stitch Assistance is pretty good. Otherwise, I don't really need to prioritize a second Impulse, Scattered Thoughts. Screaming Swarm is also okay, but kind of expensive. Clunky, not a big fan of it. I'll take a Bowloom Egg in case we end up with an exploit package. And it's still a reasonable blocker to play on turn 3, so I'll consider the Scob now in the main deck. But this is definitely one of the best blue uncommons in the set. Wish there was just cheaper exploit creatures to leverage this, but it's okay. If not, we can always cut the exploit package. Lantern Bearer, okay, no, never mind, it's Flame Blessed Bolt. I'm hoping this can wheel, because I could again use more 1-drops, but Flame Blessed Bolt is just too good. Best card in this pack overall, probably Parasitic Grasp. I also don't think it's wrong taking Concealing Curtain as a nice creature that can make them discard, and then as a 3/4 menace, it's a little bit rough to deal with. but I would still take the removal spells over it, pack one, pick one. And at this point of format, I also don't think it's wrong taking Flame Blessed Bolt over Parasitic Grasp, but we'll take a Flame Blessed Bolt here. As much as I like Lantern Bearer, the discard is just way more important. And hopefully we wheel it. Okay, now we can maybe take a cheap Stitch Assistant to go along with Biolume Egg, given that I have Impulse already and a Retrieval. So yeah, I guess now the Biolume Egg looks better, and I'm fine playing both the Exploit creatures here. And if I wield a Lantern Bearer, that's even better. This pack is whatever. Guess I take another Wedding Invite. Not that many vampires, so I might cut both of them. But I also don't think this is a deck that's going to leverage the Sure Strike very well. Best card in this pack is Traveling Minister. So we'll take a Wedding Invite. Not sure if I'll play both copies. If I have Falconraft Celebrants, it's better. I guess it's not bad, the Alluring Suitor, but I'm afraid we might just have too many playables by the end of this draft that we might not be able to incorporate double Wedding Invite. So we'll see. Alright, I think we take the 2-drop here. As much as I like another Racketeers, of 4 drops are getting really crowded, and then without any 2-drops, Alluring Suitor is going to get even worse. And this improves Wedding Invite, so I'm going to take the 2-drop here over Racketeer, which is again fine, but I'd rather have the Kessig Flame Breathers over it. Like, our non-creature spells count also isn't that high. So I'll take a Belligerent Guest. Don't think I need a hard-to-cast counterspell. It can interrupt the graveyard, so it has some nice flexibility there. Okay, I'll take a Chill. I think I'm fine with 1 Scob and 1 Stitch Assistant. Not sure if I need 2 copies, though. Even though it does improve the chances we can exploit Biolume Egg, we might not need it. Maybe Chill can make it. It's another fine interaction spell. Cantrips. Plays well with some of our zombies. I don't like the Selhoff Entomber. Maybe Wedding Invite. Or we can even run 16 lands if we're running a lot of these. Ooh, Ancestral Anger. Unfortunately, it's not going to be great in this deck, but I'll still take it here. If we pick up another copy on my main deck too, but we'll see. Probably worse than Wedding Invite in this deck, to be honest. And okay, I have 2 Scarab Thoughts already. We'll just take a Binding Geist as an okay creature we can maybe trade off with or not even play. Because I don't want too many 4s with Aruth. It's really awkward. So I might just... Ooh, that's a nice gift. Okay, Lantern Bearer looks great, and now these Exploit creatures look great. Dang, that was a really nice gift, pick 10. I think the person to my right-hand side read the sign that they should be passing me all the blue-red cards. Okay, yeah, alright, this is a good draft. I still think we go 17 lands with this. And then we'll just try to figure out what our configuration should be. So, let's see, we're definitely going to play the Lacerate Flesh, given that we don't have too much interaction for large things outside of Retrieval, maybe Chill the Grave, and this. And it still makes us some blood tokens. I mean, maybe we don't play it, but I'm definitely going to play a copy of Alchemist Retrieval, a Braid, Double Flame Blessed Bolt, and Chill, I think. I think all 5 of these are going to make the cut. And given that we have an Biolume Egg, I'm down to just have Lantern Bearer. I'm down to have both Exploit creatures. Not sure if I need a second Scob. It can bring back one of these removal spells, and maybe even the card draw effect from Scarab Thoughts, but it's another clunky 4-drop, which I'm not really sure about. So maybe 1 copy is fine, and then just keep the rest of these 4s. Biolume Egg is still a fine blocker, and a reason to have the Exploit package in this deck still. So I think it's still fine. So maybe this curve looks okay. The Impulse could also be cuttable too. So the cards I might be looking to cut are these 2, actually. And then what do we throw in? Like, let's say we cut both of these. What are the last 4 cards? Could consider the Wedding Invitation over Reckless Impulse, although it doesn't dig us that deep. So, yeah, there's this, but we also just don't have any large vampires that can gain a ton of life. Maybe Alluring Suitor can transform, but that's about it. I definitely don't want a 6-drop. There's a belligerent guest, which would play better if we have a wedding invitation. So there's an argument just for this, just throwing this in. I don't care about the Ridge Wolf. We only have one werewolf to go along with it. Anger is also just very medium, and I don't want any more 4-drops. I guess the belligerent guest is an improvement over the Binding Geist if we're going to be playing wedding invitations. So I actually don't mind throwing this in, and then maybe throwing 2 wedding invites now, and then Reckless Impulse to curve out to round out the deck. We do miss out on Lacerate Flesh though, with extra interaction. That can maybe give us another interaction spell in the deck though. So that's interesting to note. I could also just cut the Impulse and throw in the Lacerate Flesh now, which isn't wrong. Because again, outside of Chill, Alchemist Retrieval, we don't have any interaction for large things. Yeah, I could see myself just... Okay, sorry. I don't know when I muted the video. It's funny. It's funny. I was talking through this video the whole entire time. I think I had to mute it since someone was walking in, or the house has some noises going on. But anyways, yeah, this is the deck. Slightly favoring red. There's enough interaction, I think. There's a decent amount of interaction. I think we have to play the Lacerate Flesh, since we don't have much to answer to anything large outside of maybe Alchemist Retrieval and Chill the Grave to buy some time. We have enough card advantage. I don't really need anything clunky like Scatter Thoughts, even though it's fine. It plays better with counter spells, but counter spells are a lot worse with a Ruth going on. And yeah, with Lantern Bearer and the 1-drop, we have an exploit package. So sorry that you guys couldn't hear me, but I forgot I accidentally muted the recording. So let's just fire this off. And the name is it Cantripping? Kind of a silly name, but whatever. Let's go. Hopefully we can score a nice 7 wins with this. While my family members are cooking food in the kitchen and making noises. Alright, what do we have in our opening hand? Let's see. Wandering Mind isn't bad. We have all of our colors and we're on the play. Yeah, let's keep it. Probably leave with a guest first still, since it can make a blood token if it goes unanswered. And in a sense, this actually keeps the opponent back if they don't want me making a blood, so I think I'm fine with Guess and then Wandering Mind later to maybe help me find a removal spell. Hopefully no Syncopate here, but I'm playing out the Guest. No Syncopate, alright. So if it goes unanswered, we can just make a Blood. Could even see a bounce spell in the turn, but nope. And then we can, okay. I think I'm fine attacking and then play out the Lambholt Raconteer, overcopying anything here, and if he trades, that's also fine. We make a Blood so then we can loot later. And then this is quite a good card. Do I want to block the 3/3? He does have a free roll here. He could also use a pump spell to deal with this. So I'm not sure here if I want to block, but if I do, I can always block this later. So I think I'm blocking here just to prevent a free roll. And if he kills this, I still have some blockers to trade off. So we'll see if he wants to use a pump spell. And by using it now, we don't have to deal with this later. And if he does this, he might not have anything to follow up, so... Does he pump again to deal... I guess a Wolf Strike? Alright, I guess he's going to Wolf Strike here to trade Wolf Strike and Massive Might for these two. Makes sense. So he gets to trample over for 1, which is fine. It's not the end of the world. So I could just Mirror Hall Mimic and copy this. And then maybe offer a trade, and then if it dies, I just keep making copies. Or play Stitched Assistant. But I do want to save Stitched Assistant for maybe something I can exploit and generate value off of. I can always guess I can discard first, since I really don't need 6 lands, so let's discard first. Then we can still play land, play Mirror Hall Mimic, copy the 3/3, and then take it from there. And then I'm fine trading, and then we can use this to copy something else later. Whispering Wizard, okay. He probably doesn't want to trade. Okay, I'll trade here. I guess I don't mind a million copies of Whispering Wizard. So Hilpy doesn't have any interaction. I guess if I'm enchanting this, he wouldn't want to kill his own creature, so this is fine. And then I'll... Ooh, what's this? A bounce spell, maybe? Darn, okay. I guess he baited me. Darn, that sucks. Alright, rip. That was really nice. Could have went off and just made million Whispering Wizards, but the opponent kept up the blue mana right on time. So I do have my own Whispering Wizard, and we're at least stabilizing against this opponent. So we can always bounce the token. Flame Blessed Bolt was a really nice pickup. Hopefully no 2 mana protect this creature. Alright, that's good. And then now we can maybe just play Wandering Mind. Could be holding up a Syncopate here. We can even bounce Wandering Mind for more value, and then, yeah, another Flame Blessed Bolt. Or another Lacerate. Maybe Lacerate's better. It can answer larger stuff, and he's playing green. So this is okay. We'll say go. He might keep this back. If he keeps it back, no. Okay, we'll take 1. I'm hoping I don't have this weird awkward situation of exploiting this and he has Biolume. Could see a Wolf Strike here. I'll just say go. Ooh, Biolume, perfect. So let's attack for 2. And then let's play Biolume. If he's holding priority, he could have a counter spell, so maybe I don't play Stitch Assistant into it. Okay, he had a counterspell anyway, so alright, we'll let that resolve. And then I might just play the Stitch Assistant without exploiting this. Or maybe I just do. Like, it's a 2/1 flyer, which can be impressive, but I do want to... But generally speaking, the 1/1 trades for this anyway, so I think I exploit the Wandering Mind. And then Wedding Invitation still draws me a card. So even if I bomb and draw a card, it's almost like the same thing as getting a Wedding Invitation. So... it doesn't really matter. I think I'll draw it. At the very least, if I get into draw it into a vampire, it's still fine. Alright, so we can play both spells here, but let's leave with Last Rage Flesh into Wedding Invite in case he has something. Alright, and then we'll play the Wedding Invite, and then we can smash for 3. Impulse was nice. And hopefully he doesn't drop anything large. I think he was playing around my stuff the whole time. I guess, yeah, he had a Hookhand Mariner. But we still got some blood tokens, and we can still bounce the Mariner. And we do have some nice interaction in this deck. Alright, there's a Repository Scout, but nothing I want to exploit. I think I just Impulse here. Okay, this isn't bad. And Chill the Grave can deal with the Hookhand Mariner. Don't need to do it now. I'll do it now since I do want to hit an attack for 3. And then I can play land, I can attack for 3, and then I guess I can sacrifice my Stitch Assistant 2 and get another spell, or just play this out. I mean, I don't mind getting back Chill the Grave or another Reckless Impulse, actually. Yeah, let's just do it. And then what do I want to grab here? Last Rage Flesh isn't bad, actually. I do want to draw more cards, but I need a way to deal the Mariner permanently, so I'll take the Lacerate. And then we can always Abrade the Flyer next turn. And bounce anything that's large, hopefully no Flourishing Hunter. Flourishing Hunter would be kind of bad. So Lacerate is perfect here. Maybe play land first just in case. But I do want to discard land to blood, so let's do this. Could have something. Hopefully no stupid bounce spell. If he pumps it, I guess I can just Abrade and finish it off, and I'm fine with him having a 1-1. He could also have a removal spell here. Okay, none. So I guess we're fine using Abrade. I guess we attack first. In case you have a +3/+3 on tap. And we might as well use Abrade now since it's going to fizzle. And then I still have a 1-mana Alchemist Retrieval up. Alright, he has an ambush. Okay, that's fine. I don't really care if he makes this into a 5/5. It doesn't do anything. We'll just say go, discard a land end of turn. So I'm surprised he didn't use the ambush on my on his creature, but I guess I would have abraded it as well to finish it off. So I guess he values the flyer. Not sure why. Whispering Wizard is nice. Right, attack for 3. And Lantern Bearer would have been a good creature to exploit. There's no sweepers in blue-green, so I think I'm fine just playing everything out. Just could be a counter spell. But I still think I'm going to play into it. And we can always bounce the token and kill it. And kill him end of turn. Alright, sure. Opponent with a nice blue-green flash deck. And I just bounce a token and we win. Yep. Alright. Had a little bit of a rough start. Opponent was playing around our stuff. And even took out our Racketeer and our Belligerent Guest, but we still managed to stabilize against the opponent and kill him quick enough. Kill him or her, I don't know. Taylor Rose, go figure. Let's just keep playing. Alright, Voldaren Epic here on turn 1. A little bit of a clunky start. This is not ideal. We can always just discard a Mimic and cast it later. But I'll try it. And hope he doesn't have a way to exile this, which is mostly in black. So, yeah, I don't mind discarding this early on just to maybe hit a land drop potentially, or get to land 4 and 5, because I might need the interaction, and the Lambhold Raconteur is a decent play on turn 4 that can hold the fort. So, I'm probably just going to play land first and just attack for 1, end of turn discard the Mirror Hall Mimic. So, alright, multicolor. Do I care about a Hungry Ridge Wolf? It's potentially annoying. I think I discard first and see what's up. I mean, killing this wouldn't be bad. Let's just say I'm able to play Wandering Mine. It's still an evasive flyer, and I do have a second Flame Blessed Bolt in the deck, so I think this is fine. Just do it for, just to lower the board presence, apply a little bit more pressure. And then what do we grab? Ooh, another Flame Blessed Bolt. I'll take it. This card is really good. Definitely underrated. Blue-red's very underrated in this format. Like, when you look at it, it doesn't seem to have any great synergy, but the red commons are all very good, and then just blue's interaction spells just deal very well with it. Could see a counter spell for 1 here, funny enough. But everything's going quickly, so I'm assuming this can resolve, and it does. Scavenger, darn. So he had black mana to exile this anyways. Rude. But we will show him. And then, don't know if we need double blue anymore in this deck. But I'm fine discarding the mountain. Celebrants is a little bit awkward. So opponent has a strong black-red deck. Not sure what the blue splash is for. Chill isn't bad. Okay, we can chill and deal some damage, and also cantrip, so I'll take this. Could have also just passed the turn and decide to do it on his turn to transform this into a 4/4. So maybe that was a much more greedier approach. Visionary, I could just bolt. Do I want to bolt the Visionary? I could let it transform first and then bolt the Visionary, so let's put a stop on the upkeep. Let's attack with the 1/1 first, because I highly doubt he's going to block it. And if he does block it, I get to Flame Blessed Bolt to Ballista Watcher. I guess we're not going to be transforming anytime soon. So I think I just bolt the Visionary, deal 1 damage to him, and then play out the Bloodpell Celebrant, which I don't mind him burning away the Ballista Watcher. Because by doing so, I also just make a blood token, so this is fine. And we'll keep a land in hand, just so we can discard it. Don't need the whole flow control here. So he might just attack with the Celebrants, and we're totally fine. He could just pass a turn and just activate the Ballista Watcher twice. Okay, so rip, 2 drops. So I need to find a way to maybe burn him out with this Ravager. And surprise, the opponent also didn't attack this turn, so need to find 4 non-creature spells. We do have a decent amount left in the deck, but I'm not liking my chances against these 2. But we'll see. Where's my Reckless Impulse? Okay, Lantern Bearer isn't the worst. And even if it dies, we can enhance the Ravager with it. So I'm hoping he actually kills it. And doesn't find an answer to this Raconteur, which is going to be our main win condition, since the opponent is pretty low in life. Old Rustine is fine. So, opponent doing some cute things. Can he make food token? No, he can only make insects and treasures. So, I guess he can make blood tokens, but no life gain at least. This is bad. I guess I attack for 1. Opponent takes it anyways. I'll play land and just pass. So this is rough. I'll be taking a bit of a beating. I'm hoping I can get a non-creature spell. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked with this, but either way, like, he wasn't going to block, so he's going to use this now. Okay, that's fine. Take 4. I guess he can attack with the Ballista Watcher too. So maybe should have kept the Lantern Bearer back. So yeah, maybe I should have kept it back. Not a good sign. Alright, I guess we just pass it again, and now we're just dead. This is stupid. This is dumb. Now, if I pass it, I mean, the thing is, he's just generating too much value, and we're just flooding out really badly, so it happens. But we had some ways to generate some non-creature spells, but just drew too many lands. So in the blue-red deck, you do want to have a pretty aggressive start. Otherwise, you're just going to get outvalued by bullcrap like the opponent had in this game. Oh, that was dumb. So we're still 1-1 at least. I'm not going to play it. It just feels bad drawing a land at that stage of the game. While the opponent is just generating value, and we're probably forced to just take 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, I guess we were going to die anyway, since if we attacked with both, and we turned at nighttime, he would have just, like, pinged, used the extra pings from the whatchamacallit. No, I guess I could have blocked the 3-2, but either way, it wasn't looking good for me. I would have to chain together a couple of non-creature spells to burn them out, and that's not going to be the easiest. Maybe the game plan was to just pass the turn, make it nighttime, and just deal 2 damage to the opponent's face with the chill. So maybe I got a little bit greedy there by main phasing the chill to grave and getting in for 3. But either way, he was still at a decent life total. This hand sucks. Come on, where's my red mana? And we finally get red mana. Okay, a roof isn't bad. Do I just bomb Lacerate Flesh? Maybe Retrieval can go. Liking the Stitch Assistant in case we find Bilumig. Flesh isn't bad. It's just kind of clunky. Yeah, sure, we'll just ditch the Flesh. And then just hopefully maybe curve out into a roof and then just start drawing cards off of it, assuming it doesn't get answered. And Lantern Bearer is a nice pickup along with Stitch Assistant, so... So green. Alright, so we'll see. Visionary. I don't necessarily want to bounce Visionary, but I also don't want him attacking me for 3 with it. So I think we just pass, and then if he wants to transform, that's fine. I can even bounce this end of turn. So he's going to do that. And he has his own Ruth, okay. But maybe she missed a land drop. At least it's going to end up getting exiled, so... Alright, that's not bad, and I could just bounce this end of turn. Just so he doesn't get to use it again. Sure, I think it's pretty good. And this way, yeah, this sets him back pretty far, and then I can play a roof now and then start going off my own copy. And then this also plays around Wolf Strike a little bit better, so we'll say go. We're not blocking a 2-2 if he attacks with it. And then maybe we can leverage a lot of card advantage and then deploy Whispering Wizard. And by bouncing, this makes it more unlikely he ends up drawing the card he wants. I guess he should have used the Evolving Wilds to find blue, but maybe he's a blue-red deck splashing for green. Not sure. But it's kind of awkward using this to fetch for green if you're base green. when you could have like found blue mana, played Voltaic Visionary, and then played your own Iruth Tormented Prophet off the top. So we get to get in for 2 damage for free, and the opponent doesn't even get to play his card. I think that was a fine exchange. So what's going on is just a sad face rope. I mean, I'll take the free win. Okay, never mind, we're not AFK. So no removal, please. For 4 mana, there's no removal for red and green I can think of. There's a pump spell, and that's about it. So you could have a pump spell and something else. I guess you have a Flame Blessed Bolt, makes sense, okay. So you have Flame Blessed Bolt to finish off a Ruth. Can't think of any, I guess there's a Rending Flame that he might still have. But we'll see. Guess is fine. Alright, this is good. I guess I play Wandering Mind here, since this is only until end of turn, so let's play this out. And then I guess a Flame Blessed Bolt wasn't bad off the top, and then we can even, I guess we can keep a Roof back as a blocker against a 3-2, and if he tries to punish me, I can Flame Blessed Bolt. That's not bad. Let's just say go. So probably block here, I guess. And we can kind of blow him out if he tries anything. If not, we can hold on to this, and we can even Whispering Wizard, and then just next turn and hold and keep up the Flame Blessed Bolt. Alright, land please. Alright, that's good. So now we can Whispering Wizard, and then keep up Flame Blessed Bolt. And then I could just attack for 2, since we have some decent blockers. Or not, since I might want to just keep this back to trade off potentially, we'll see. I do need to kill him in a timely fashion, otherwise if I keep exiling cards, the problem is that I'm just going to... So this is whenever you play it, right? Cast it. So on the stack I might want to just Flame Blessed Bolt so he doesn't get a 4-3. And hope he does. He might have a Massive Might, but at least we can bait it out. Yep, he might have a Massive Might here. Yep, she had it all along, so happy that I actually kept the Flame Blessed Bolt. But at least we make a 1-1 out of the ordeal. And now these 1-1 flyers can start pinging the opponents, or act as sack fodder for the Stitch Assistant. Ooh, okay, Biolumig. Okay, that's good. I guess we can still double spell here, so that's fine. And then the Biolumig can still hold off and block. And then the funny thing is I can even draw cards with a Roof with the Blood, but I don't want to do it because it's just going to end up exiling. So I think I'm going to keep the Wandering Mind, attack with the 1-1 flyer, and then maybe accept the Wandering Mind and the Voldaren Epic here to trade. Chill the Grave isn't bad. I think I want to keep the land though, so I can potentially double spell next turn. Yeah, I mean, I'll be exiling the top 2 anyway, so I'll just keep it. I'm fine with both the keeps, and then I can attack for 1 in the air, and then maybe sub a double block on the 4-3 if he decides to attack, and take it from there. And then the 0-4 wall can still block something like the 2-2 or the 3-2. Celebrants is fine. And then yeah, this was the attack I was talking about. So let's just double block like this. Opponent should attack first to maybe represent a spell, but this is fine. I guess I would have to chill the Grave as well. So let's play land, cast Chill on the 4-4. I guess we'll end up exiling 2 cards still, so alright, I guess we'll just cast a bunch of spells instead of playing Stitch Assistant. And just try to go over the top. And then we can still attack for 1, and then still going to be daytime. And we still have 20 cards left in the library, so we still have a long way to go. Finally finds an answer to a roof. Okay, fair enough. And I'm fine taking 2 from the Fearful Villager. And now this game might just be to try to win the game with my 1/1 flyers, or smash into the 4/4. So I'm not going to block a 2/3. Since the Whisper... I guess I could double block, but then I would lose a 1/1. So I'm fine with this. And then now what we can do is we can play Belligerent Guest, play Stitch Assistant, sack the Biolumig, and we also get a nice scry and card draw for this as well. And then don't need this extra mountain. Ooh, Mirror Hall Mimic is great, so yeah, let's just attack for 2, and then we can even double block the 2/3 if we want to. I mean, we also get a Biolumig here, so I guess we can always take 4, Mirror Hall Entity, copy Whispering Wizard, or Pyre Spawn. That's not a bad one too. Yeah, that's also not a bad creature to copy. So then when it dies, we can also just deal 3 to the face. So attacks for 4. I could trade the Biolum Serpent for it. I think it's okay. Yeah, sure, why not? I can also attack for 2, make this unblockable, but I don't have like a million islands to stack, and then the 9/4 is still going to block anyway, so this is okay. Surprised the opponent just keeps playing out their spells and then attacking. Not sure if that's the most optimal thing you want to do, so we'll see. So we can lead by maybe discarding a land. And I don't really have any good attacks on the ground, so yeah, let's just attack for 2 and then copy the Power Spawn with the Mirror Hall Mimic. And then, do I want to play on extra land? I think having an extra land out is okay. We might want to double spell next turn if we trade this off, play a 5-drop and then something else to follow up. So if he attacks for 6, I guess I'm fine blocking. And then if he kills Whispering Wizard, we can always just copy something else from on our battlefield, and that's okay. Most likely want to copy his own creatures, so then he might be forced to kill his own creatures to prevent ourselves from making a lot of them. Or we can just take 6 and then attack back, but then we might be forced to double block still. I think we have to trade here. 6 damage is a lot. And I'm fine if this shoots down my Whispering Wizard. We can still use this to enchant maybe like the Blood Servitor and start making some tokens. I can also go face, but let's just get rid of the blocker, I say. So I probably want to enchant his Blood Servitor or any other creature he plays, maybe the Belligerent Guest. That's probably just better. Although this can make blood tokens immediately. I could also sack one of my creatures and get back Flame Blessed Bolt. But I think we just want to be cute here and just copy his Belligerent Guest so we can make a million copies all day. And then attack for 2, and then if he wants to attack and make blood, that's fine. Not sure if this was the right thing to do, but should be okay still. If he attacks me, then I'll take it, and then I can just swing back. Maniform Hellkite, alright, that would have been a better option to copy. So I guess I'll just take 3 here since I want to make some of my own. And then I guess I can just exploit the 1/1, tap down the Hellkite, and we win. Could always Reckless Impulse first. If I sack the 1/1, I guess I can just get back like Chill the Grave or something else. I think that's fine. And I'm fine just playing out land at this point. Yeah, in case he has a counterspell. So we can stack the 1/1 token. And then I think we're bouncing the Hellkite or Chill of the Grave. I'll bounce it just in case. And then we will play 2 mana, bounce the Mana Form Hellkite, attack, and then he blocks a 3/2, and then I can get in for maybe lethal. So this is good. I guess it's not lethal yet. Might have miscalculated. I forgot that this could attack. This couldn't attack. So I guess he's just going to do that. I guess I'll just Reckless Impulse then, since I can always just play whatever I get off the top. And this gives me more options later, so... Alright, just 2 lands, that's okay. Gotta get rid of land pocket eventually. And then we'll just take 3, and we should be fine. I mean, he's dead anyways, so... A Wedding Announcement? Okay, I guess he makes a 1/1. He can attack me for 3 in the air with this. So, he still has 3 blockers up. So this could be a little bit awkward. The Wedding Announcement was a pretty interesting draw. Okay, so, will I die here? If I attack with all, I mean, I guess we don't want to, right? Since if we attack with all, that's going to be awkward. I could just discard a Blood Petal, but the Blood Petal is also 2 power, so I'll develop this and probably attack next turn and hope he doesn't make a bunch of stuff and just take it from there. I can always chump the giant creature he makes off of the Mana Form Hellkite as well. But with blood, he gets to develop more things. So it's a lethal. He still has 5 blockers. So now I can discard land. Ooh, a Braid. Alright, that's a good one. I guess we can always just attack, and then if he blocks one of my Tramplers, I can just Braid and finish him off. Let's just do that instead. Yeah. I guess we have enough trample to kill him anyways. So he definitely wants to block the Tramplers. I mean, I guess it's trampling over for lethal regardless. So we basically win. Yeah, this is 1 damage going through and we're trampling over for at least 1. I mean, I can always be careful. We win anyways. Let's just do this. And then we can always just finish off the Mana Form Hellkite if we're afraid. We couldn't get through for lethal, but this is fine. But yeah. Guess I could have just used a Braid on Mana Form Hellkite and he would have died anyway, so... Yeah. Mirror Hall Entity was... Mimic was really nice. Alright, let's just keep playing. Alright, maybe find some exploiters with this. Seems like a decent keep. can always just discard a land next turn to make it more likely we find more action. Yeah, do I need to main phase? I guess if I can find a Lantern Bearer if I discard now, so I think that's okay. And I'm fine discarding a blue since we have a second blue source already. And we should have enough lands to get to land 5, so not going to worry that much as we draw another land. Okay. It's like we could have gotten Lantern Bearer, so I think it was fine. Main phasing the discard. Opponent still has nothing, okay. So probably keeping a very slow hand. Let's just attack for 1, play Bylumeg, and then Whispering Wizard next following turn. And the Scry here is nice, since I'll be able to maybe find some more action. Don't need any more lands. Ooh, a Roof is nice. Wedding Invitation isn't bad too with the Whispering Wizard, so I'm probably going to keep both. Next turn we're probably planning to play the Whispering Wizard anyway, so I like a Roof with Wedding Invitation on the same turn. Actually, I don't want to do it on the same turn because I'll just end up exiling, but you know, let's just keep both on top. It's pretty nice. A Rule Retreat, so this can at least block the 3-1. So let's play Whispering Wizard, and then we can even make a 1-1 flying token if we Lacerate Flesh. Block the 3-1, block the 1-1, and we should be fine. If not, then we can always deal with this later. Still make a 1-1. Alright, one might be setting up something else. Alright, so he's going to do that. We block here, and then we block here. So if I play a Roof first and Wedding Invitation, I'll exile 2 cards, which I don't want. So I'm probably just going to play the Wedding Invite first. I could also Lacerate Flesh, but we have a 0-4 blocker, so this is fine. I think we lead with a Wedding Invitation so we don't end up exiling too many cards. And we also have access to Flame Blessed Bolt. Interesting, but I think we still play a Roof just to be mana efficient. And then we'll just pass the turn. Can still put the 1-1 in front of the 3-1. Maybe block one of the 2-2s. And take it from there. I guess they can both train onto each other, so we probably might want to kill both of these next turn with our removal spells. I don't want to keep this around because it's just so much card advantage. Resistance Squad, sure. So I think I'm fine actually just killing. Could see a Wolf Strike. Lantern Flare, that's rude. Alright, so this makes it more likely I can just block. Oh man, okay, this is not good still. So he gets to train a bunch. But we can at least block here and then block here and just take it from there. And I can still make 2 1-1 flyers with the Whispering Wizard, so... Alright, that's not bad. Let's just play land, obviously. Could Racketeer and Flame Blessed Bolt. Since you might not have a way to train onto this, but I might just want to just do this now, just in case. So let's Flame Blessed Bolt this. And then Lacerate Flesh to 3-3, and then we'll block the 3-2. I guess this only triggers once each turn, but that's fine. Lay to Rest, we're still going to block it to 0-4. Okay, Repository Scob is cute with the Bylumeg. Do I just want to do that now and get back a Flame Blessed Bolt? I think that's fine. And this does exile, so he doesn't get to draw a card and I get to attack. Yeah, I think that's okay. And I can get a 4-4 on the battlefield, which is really relevant. So let's get back Flame Blessed Bolt. And we also make a 1-1 flyer, so let's just do this now. Worst case scenario has a Pump Spell or Fierce Retribution, but it doesn't seem like he has any since it resolved pretty quickly, so we can smash it for 4. And he also doesn't even get to draw from Late to Rest, so that was nice. Hopefully no Sweeper. Usually in a green-white deck like this, you wouldn't really main deck a Sweeper. Another Late to Rest, so he might just block to draw some cards. So probably just lead with discarding the Mountain first. Could also just make the Whispering Wizard unblockable and attack. Or just save it for the Biolume Serpent. I think I'm fine sending the Flyers, the 3/3 and the 4/4. He might chump and draw 2 cards, but that's okay. Or trade. Still behind. And we still have a Raconteer. We can even sacrifice our islands to make this unblockable, and then get in. So opponent has a lot of defense. Let's think here. I could just start by making this unblockable by sacrificing 2 islands, and then next turn we can just make another creature unblockable and kill him, because I don't really want him drawing cards. So I think that's fine. Let's just activate this. Or I can just do this now with the Wedding Invite, but let's just do this first. And then we'll pass. Okay, so we definitely want to make our creatures unable to be blocked. Otherwise, he just gains life and draws a bunch of cards. So yeah, double Laid to Rest is a cute card to have in a green-white deck, but now he's just dead. So I think he's just dead here, unless I make a huge blunder. So he's just going to transfer at nighttime. Alright, let's just make the 3/3 unblockable, or the 3/2, because I'm less likely to block with this. Sacrifice 2 islands. And then we'll just say our good games, play land, attack with these 2. Yup, he's dead. And I apologize for the noises, but there are people walking back and forth in this room. Alright, 3-1. Not the best, but we still have a way to go. Let's go. Keep in mind we passed double Blood Vial Purveyor through the draft, so it always... Not sure if I would do that in real life. Maybe I would still, not sure. But this is, but we got rewarded for reading our signals correctly, and now we have a really strong deck. But we'll see if we still get to 7 wins. If we don't, then I might just be overrating blue-red. Okay, this is a slow start. Don't have any cheap cards, but we're on the play. I'll try it. This can get pretty awkward if the opponent curves out. But the opponent takes a mulligan here. But if he takes a mulligan, it's most likely he's going to keep a more aggressive hand. We'll see. And he does. Lantern Bearer. Alright. So we're not going to have a play until turn 4, unless we get a 3-drop off the top. Double blue mostly doesn't lead to any creatures, so alright. Probably leave the Whispering Wizard, hope it doesn't get countered. And then maybe follow up Velocirate Flesh. Could also just play Blood Petal Celebrants, but I do want to just tap out and be mana efficient here, so probably see a counter spell. Right, no counter. Alright. That's fine. Probably digging for more answers, that's okay. But mono blue doesn't really have any damage space removal, so I don't need to worry about anything too much. Maybe a bounce spell, right? And he might have a counter on the way back, but I should be able to pay for it, so let's play land, play Whispering Wizard. And then if he has Syncopate, he won't be able to cast it. And I'll hold on to Flame Blessed Bolt. Maybe use the end of turn on the Lantern Bearer, but I don't need to pull the plug now. Soul Cipherborn, that's also a target I don't mind getting rid of. I'll Flame Blessed Bolt here, we also make a 1-1. And if he has Syncopate, then we still make the 1-1. And there's a Cradle. Alright, I guess I can kill it with the Lacerate Flesh. Or not. I mean, I guess I can just play Lantern Bearer instead of a double block. I can also just exploit Lantern Bearer and then just use another Flame Blessed Bolt. I think that's better, right? So, I guess the play is this, play land, play Lantern Bearer, exploit Lantern Bearer, make sure we tap like Civilized People, of course. Sack the Lantern Bearer. Get back to Bolt. And then bolt the Lantern Bearer, so we still got very good value off of it, and we still make another flyer, so might see a quick concession, who knows. Yep. I mean, it's just too much, right? Yep. I mean, I'd be pretty tilted if my opponent did that to me as well. So opponent also had the mulligan and didn't have a second mana source, so I feel for you. But then again, these wins help me get to 7 with this video to showcase the power of blue-red, so let's keep playing. That's Fearless Fledgling. That's a good 2-drop in Zendikar Rising. It doesn't have any tribal synergies or party synergies, but it's still a 2-drop that's above average, and I would play in any white deck. So that was a kind of a cute gift that we got there. Fearless Fledgling. The landfall decks is usually not where you want to be in Zendikar Rising, but sometimes you just get past all the white Naya color cards and you just end up drafting the landfall deck, and it's kind of fun too. Alright, Lantern Bearer, Epic here. Seems fine. Not sure which one I want to lead with. Probably the Flyer. And then we can play Wedding Invite just to be more mana efficient, and at least we have a Flyer that can start dealing damage. Probably lead with Wedding over Reckless Impulse first, since I don't want to exile anything too expensive. And there's a chance we might Stitch Assistant on the Lantern Bearer next turn, if we manage to get a land drop. Alright, let's attack for 1, and then if we miss a land, then I'll probably Impulse. Alright, Taxidermist. Bolt will be nice on this, we'll see. No bolts, but we can land into Stitch Assistant. Could also try to Reckless Impulse into Bolt, but that's a little bit risky. I think we just attack for 1, exploit the Lantern Bearer, and then maybe put a land on top to cast a Whispering Wizard the next following turn, and maybe we just win the game with Flyers. Wedding Invite is fine, but by drawing the Wedding Invite, it's almost like drawing a card off of the Stitch Assistant anyways. So let's, for example, say we draw the Wedding Invitation and we play it next turn, then we're basically drawing the card regardless. So I think we're fine bombing it and just drawing the card that's on top. And yep, that's nice. So turn 4 Whispering Wizards, and then hopefully it survives, and then we can start flying over to win against a green deck. So play land, I think we're attacking. Offering to trade here is pretty nice. And then once Whispering Wizards resolve, we can maybe again start going off with it and hope it doesn't die. Opponent could also have some sort of block and then pump trick, but that's okay. Just want to apply pressure while the opponent is ramping and hope he doesn't have a Blessed Bolt to answer my Whispering Wizard here. But, you know, okay, it doesn't have anything, so don't touch this, please. Flourishing Hunter, scary, but we can lock it down with Chill of the Grave. But it does slow us down a bit. So let's see, I think first things first, we want to maybe Reckless Impulse and see what we get. So some lands aren't too bad, so we can still play land, play an Epic here, and then tap down the Flourishing Hunter on this turn before combat. And then I could also use the Wedding Invite to just get in for 3, which isn't the worst as well. Yeah, I think that's okay. And we'll attack with the Whispering Wizard, given that it's the creature I'm least likely want to block with. And there's not a lot of high-powered creatures in my deck, or vampires, so this is okay. We did bomb the second Wedding Invitation, so we're going to lack a little bit of evasion in this game. Can always chump the 6/6, but I'm fine just tapping it down. Just to be mana efficient and also make a 1/1 on his turn, so let's just do this now. So the zombie synergy with Chill was really nice. We can even discard a mountain next turn. So what can we do here? I guess we can, I guess we might want a double spell instead. He might have a removal spell, but I'm still fine using Lantern Bearer on the 3/2 just to make a 1/1 flyer on my turn. And then if he has an interaction spell, then rip. But if this resolves, and if I can hit, this is great. So let's attack for 6 in the air. And hope it works. And then we can always just jump to 6/6 or anything else if he manages to untap. And just keep developing our board, so we're doing quite well. We even transformed into daytime. So hopefully no Brambleworm out of nowhere. If he attacks, this is interesting. I think I'm just going to try to put the 3/2 in front of it. Or not. Taking a hit also isn't the worst. Surprised with this attack. I'm actually going to take it because the 3/2 can then start attacking, and then that's great. Or he can just block it off. I guess he had a follow-up, so never mind. Alright, so we can lead with discarding a mountain. Okay, nothing, so let's say we attack with all. We're guaranteed to deal 7, so we can put him down to 1. He still has some good blocks on the ground, so I'm not sure if I even want to do much here. I guess attacking with the belligerent guess is fine, and then we can leave everything else back. And he's most likely just gonna block with a 3 toughness creature, which I'm fine with trading. And he had a massive mind anyways, that's okay. Don't really care. He's at 1, so he would need like another large creature to stabilize, and then this is still daytime, so we can just chump to 6/6 and we're good. I mean, we can even take it and we're good. So he has no outs. I think I'll chump this just to be safe. And then we have enough ways to finish the opponent here. I think we're still safe. But it's close to dying. Mariner, alright, good games. Sometimes the blue-red deck is just too fast. But the opponent's deck was also just very scary. If he didn't mulligan, I think, or we didn't curve out, we would have been in trouble. So, and we also got Diamond Tier 1, so we're getting closer to Mythic. So 7 wins blue-red, come on, and then we can just do another draft and hopefully get another good result with it. But this deck is really awesome. Sucks that there's no Kessick Flame Breathers, but still fine. Alright. Haven't seen Alluring Suitor all game. So that's the card I haven't seen yet, but everything else I think we've seen. I guess, yeah, Murmuring Mystic was not only a 2/5, but it triggered every single time you play an instant or sorcery. I'm keeping this. It's always nice to have this in the opening hand because we can eventually just draw into an exploit creature. Whereas it's kind of awkward when you have the exploit creature but not the fodder. So I'll keep this. Ooh, Epicuron turn 1, perfect. And I'm still gonna hold off on this until later, since I'm fine missing out on my turn 2 play. And we even have access to a Braid if he drops something like a Weaver Blossom, so that's fine. So Weaver Blossoms and let me kill it, please. And there it is. Ask and you shall receive. And this is, I think, the best green common, so we gotta kill it. I definitely like this more than Wolf Strike, in my opinion. Some people rate Hookhand Mariner more, some people rate Wolf Strike more. Ooh, Alluring Suitor. Alright, I think Alluring Suitor is just too good. Just gonna allow me to go off next turn, maybe. So, just gotta do it here. So I can transform this and even Flame Bless both if he decides to block my 1/1. I guess I can Flame Bless bolt this first and go for it. Yeah, why not? Okay, let me see. I could play the Lamphold Racketeer first, attack with both. I make a mana and then kill the 3/1. I can also just attack. So we essentially have 6 mana total this entire turn. I definitely want to Flame Blessed both this, so it'll leave me with 5. So I could still Biolumig and Reckless Impulse. But I'm kind of liking just Lamphold Racketeer to deal the extra damage and put in a better body. So I think I'm down to just play the Racketeer, hold full control, do the combat attack with both, and then use the mana from the Alluring Suitor to kill the 3/1 here. And then if he wants to trade for the 1/1, that's fine with me. So we get to add in some extra damage and add extra pressure. And I'm not going to discard anything to the with the blood token. And then this is not a trade he wants to make, so I think I'm fine with this. So yeah, we're definitely going to be really ahead in this game. Next turn we can Impulse then, and then Biolumig. And if he passes a turn and does nothing, that's not a good sign for him, so he needs a removal spell for Deadly Dancer. This card's just too scary. So I'll be attacking for 5, could attack for 7. Okay, there's the Imprisonment. Decides to use on the Racketeer, interestingly enough. I think we leave the Impulse because there's a chance we can get a land into a roof. This is a little bit more of a high risk, high reward approach, but I think we go for it. Since we've been missing land drops and we need to hit them, and there it is, land drop. So just play a roof here, and then we should be able to draw a million cards and win the game. Opponent's deck doesn't seem that scary outside of Weaver on turn 3. Don't mind a Snarling Wolf. and then just keep drawing cards off the top. Yeah, we'll just play mana, land, play Lantern Bearer. I don't even really need to attack with anyone. Can just keep playing stuff to grind them out, and then take it from there. Because I don't really want to trade Deadly Dancer here. Ooh, Chill of the Grave isn't bad. Alright, we'll just draw a million cards again. Yeah, we'll just do this. And then pass a turn. And then just win with a steady stream of card advantage. Hopefully the opponent isn't splashing for some sort of double color sweeper like by invitation only, which would be kind of bad for us. But even if he has it, like the problem is that he's going to end up sacrificing, making me. It's a sacrifice ability, so if he plays it, the Bioloom Egg actually becomes a 4/4. So I'm not too concerned. So we probably just want to main phase tap the Flourishing Hunter. The thing is, I'll end up exiling more cards, but that's fine. I don't mind hitting more land drops. So yeah, your Roof is going to trigger. And I'll draw more cards. And I guess I can draw more cards. Or bounce the 1/1. Yeah, I think he's just dead anyways. Opponent just realized there was a writing on the wall. I guess I could have used a Wedding Invitation and bounced my own Lampold Racketeers with the Alchemist Retrieval. But then I would be exiling more cards on top of my library, which is, again, not great with a Roof because they just stay in exile forever, but at least I could have maybe triggered the Racketeer for an extra damage. I could have also just Belligerent Guest, but I felt like bouncing the Racketeer was the right thing to do. So anyways, I guess we're 6-1 with this awesome blue-red deck. And then, yeah, we're going to do another draft later, and then hopefully get another 7 wins like I usually do. Just kidding, I don't always get 7, but I do get a pretty high win rate with these sets. So, alright, 6-1, let's do this. Final boss. We have 2 tries for the final boss. But blue-red is really fun. Alright, well, it's not the best, but it's okay. I'll keep. And I always like leading with Mountain to maybe represent a Flame Blessed Bolt. So Alluring Suitor is not going to transform anytime soon, unless I want to play Scob on curve and just attack. But this is still a fine keep, since a Braid on turn, having access to a Braid early could answer something problematic like Weaver of Blossoms. And sorry for the noises. I have people walking back and forth in this room. And I'm in an office room, so it's not my room or anything, but I'm using an office room and just people who live here, so. Alright. Green, so maybe we can shoot down a Weaver, but it's going to be awkward if we need to deploy Alluring Suitor first, I guess. Not really. I'm not scared of anything besides Reclusive Taxidermist on 2. Actually, I might actually break this. Yeah, I think we have Braid Traveling Minister, although we don't have to yet. It's not really that good at blocking. It's annoying though, but it's not like anything scary since he doesn't have a creature. Yeah, we'll just say go here. Could be a wrong thing to do, but I think I'm fine with this. Could have also killed it and then exploit my own Repository Scob to get it back. If he plays a Weaver, I will abrade it. And there it is. Alright, saved it, so we got rewarded for not bolting the 1/1 immediately, although there is a Mirror Hall Mimic that can copy Weaver, but I still think we want to kill this first. It's just too scary. And then fine attacking for 2. And then next turn we'll see what we do. It's a little bit off curve, but again, don't want this giving him extra mana. And green can do some pretty nasty things with the Weaver Blossoms. Does the opponent attack or just gain life? Attacks, okay. So he wants to race us. Mariner, alright. Could play Mariner anyways. I guess I can bounce it. I guess I don't mind Mirror Hall mimicking, copying it, or do I copy my own Alluring Suitor? Interesting. I think I actually copy the Hookhand Mariner. It just deals more damage, and then we already have an Alluring Suitor. If I copy my Alluring Suitor and I attack with both, I get so much mana. That's kind of funny. But I don't really have that many red spells in my hand. I could always bounce this and just attack, but that doesn't accomplish much. Yeah, let's just Mirror Hall Mimic, copy the Hookhand Mariner, and pass. And I can still keep up 1 blue in case he has some sort of weird interaction spell that blows me out. So I can also just block this too. But I can just take it because I might want to swing and transform the Alluring Suitor. Okay. So I guess I might want to bounce this. I could also just double block it, which isn't the worst as well. I could just double block it, like, I don't get the mana advantage from Alluring Suitor, but that's fine. Ooh, a roof. Okay, I could just bounce this for 2 and then attack. He does get to put another counter onto this again. Or I can just wait and then punish him. Okay, let's see. So if I attack with both and transform, what happens? I get access to 7 mana available, so I could still chill the grave. Not sure. I think I want an Alchemist Retrieval, actually. No, maybe chill. Chill's better, and then we can bounce this. Although, if he does get 6 toughness, he gets to Dormant Grove. So, you know what? Let's actually just bounce here. And then maybe activate the Alluring Suitor once. And then we get to smash in for a ton of damage. So I think this is okay. And then we just want to use this and then smash in for a ton. And then we also can generate some cards off of a roof. So this is better, I think. And this sets him pretty far back, since if he plays this and puts a counter, we can just tap it down next turn. So that was a really huge turn. Maybe see a removal spell here, but again, that's okay. There's not much in white and green that kills this, though. He can lock it down with Imprisonment, but that doesn't do much. So his game plan might just be to start going off of Traveling Ministers, which I'm fine with. So we're going to draw some cards. Whispering Wizard was nice. Oh, darn. I hate having to not play Chill here. And then I think I just need to play Whispering Wizard and start making 1/1 flyers and take it slowly. I wish I got a land, but I think we just have to say go here. Lose out on the Racketeers, which could have burned him, but then he would just gain life. But either way, making flyers can offset the life gain anyway, so I think I'm down for this. And hopefully a roof can get me more lands. There's Wolf Strike, okay. Fleeting Spirit, that's fine. He can crash in for 7. Do I double block? Probably not. So maybe the game plan now is to start flying over. I can also just exploit a 1/1 flyer eventually, bounce the Hookhand Mariner. I think I need to take 8. Okay, he's just going to do this instead. I think I take 7 then. If I tap down to 4/5, I can get in for a lot of damage. There's a chance I also just get a land, and then I can, I guess I can exploit, and then, no. How much damage is this? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? I guess I can still chump block the 5/5. You know what, let's actually do this. 1, 2. Let's get aggressive here. I guess he can also tap his own creature, but then this only comes back at the end step. Yeah, let's bounce this. He could flicker this so I don't draw a card, but I still make it the 1/1 and I can still attack for a lot of damage. Yeah, I think he's going to do that. Wow, I still draw a card and I can play Wandering Mine as well. So now I can attack for a ton of damage and still chump block, and we might get in for lethal next turn. And then hopefully I get a spell, which most likely will hit since this is top 6, which is a lot. And then I can grab nothing. Well, I said I was going to hit, miss, and I was going to hit something and I didn't, so. Is he going to flicker this? I guess he might try to flicker this to try to kill me. But then I should have like a 1-1 that can still block and chump, so. Okay, I think he messed up there. It's only, yeah, I think it was end step already, so he couldn't flicker it. So I guess he messed up. So what I can do now is I can maybe kill him. Do I chump the 5-5? I guess he'll have 6 life since he can tap this twice, and he needs to make a 3-6 here. So I could still take 9. He goes to 6. I mean, I can always just block a 1-1. So let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9. I could also just block here. He's going to go up this, let's think here. So 9, 10, 11, I guess I'm dead if I don't block all, so let's see. So he goes to 6. Yeah, this is awkward. I'm guaranteed to deal 2 to him. Let's see, what's the play next turn? I guess I can exploit and then bounce. So let's see, 9, 10. I guess he can pump twice and then just put me down to 1, so I might want to just block both of these. Like, trading here isn't bad because I can get rid of blockers. And then maybe I can, I guess I don't have anything to exploit. I guess I can exploit Repository Scope to itself, find a bounce spell, bounce this, attack. I think this is okay. 9, 10, 11. I guess he can just put me down to 1 if he pumps twice, gain 2. I'm going to go for this approach. And he doesn't pump, okay. I guess he can only activate as a sorcery. Alright, so this is interesting. I guess I can Flame Bless Bolt the 3-1, make a 1-1. Let's think. I can bounce here. If I bounce, it's still not lethal. I can maybe force him to block. I guess I might have to chump the 6-6 here. This is rough. Let's think. The 6-6 needs to be dealt with. I guess he can pump the 3-6 now. You know what? I think the game plan might just be to bounce the 6-6. And we can still make a 1-1 to chump block. Maybe I messed this up, not sure. Okay, I think I know the plan. So we want to exploit this, obviously. I guess I could have had double Flame Blessed Bolts. Yeah, I think it's the Alchemist Retrieval. And then we should maybe bolt the 3-1. He can pump his 4-1 in attack. But then I can always chump block and bounce my own creature, make another flyer on the way back. So just to slow him down, I think we want to bolt the Traveling Minister. And then we can still block one of the creatures and bounce one of our creatures and make another 1-1. Not sure if this is the correct thing to do, but I think we might have to do this play. We'll see. All of his creatures has Vigilance, so that's a problem. Maybe it is just a chump, bounce, and then take it from there. But the fact that he can use the 1-1 to scale is a bit of an issue. I could always just double block the 6-6 actually. That's actually not bad, just double block the 6-6. And then we can bounce on the way back. Yeah, you know what? I think I like this plan. And then if he still has a trick, I can retrieval bounce my own guy. I'm actually hoping that doesn't happen, actually. It would be kind of rough if he did. So I think this is the right thing to do. Oh no, he has a pump trick. Oh no. Oh, that's rough. I mean, at least it's not At least he doesn't have trample, so I'm probably am forced to just bounce my own guy to make a 1/1 end of his turn, and just hope and we at least have an extra blocker. So let's retrieval for 1. Yeah, that's rough. He gets to steal my but I can still again put an extra flyer. I guess I can Mirror Hall Mimic now and copy something too. Red mana is not what I want, so I can still attack for 2, but am I dead here? That sucks, huh? This is rough. I guess I still need to copy the Mariner and attack. Since I'm at 3 life, yeah, this kind of sucks. I was hoping I can maybe get something else off the top. If I copy the Grove Stalker, that's just a blocker. I mean, it's probably a better blocker maybe. But then I don't have any good blocks on the 3/6, so I'm probably forced to just attack for 1 in the air and copy the 4/4 Mariner. Yeah, this is rough. Or the 3/6. I guess I won't be able to block this. I mean, I'll chump, but I guess the 3/6 is a better blocker than the Hokan Mariner. I would like to copy the Whispering Wizard. But then, again, I don't have any good blocks on anything else. Yeah, sure, we'll just copy this. Not sure if this is correct. I guess we can give our Flyers Vigilance by doing this. Okay, that wasn't bad. Okay, I gave my Flyers Vigilance, so I can still attack with both and chump one of them, and we should be fine. And then he can't really risk attacking with all, because if he does attack with all, then I can eat this for free almost. But he has to attack. Okay, so what can happen now? I guess I could still chump here. I guess I can do this and then chump and then have my Flyers win the game. Like, this is not a block I want to make, but if I want to kill him, I think I need to do this. So I'm going to go risk it here and block like this and hope he doesn't top deck anything. Like he did in the last turn. Because if he has a land here, we can just win the game by attacking with both of these. Does he have something? Please don't tell me he has another Wolf Strike. Alright, we got him. Sweet. Alright, that was a good final boss. Yeah. The power of blue-red. So, don't avoid it. It's a good deck. I still think black-red and blue-white are still better, but black-red is... blue-red is also just strong as well. And hopefully this time during the draft I don't accidentally mute. Alright, nice 7-in-1 video. Blue-red cantripping. Let's add this to our collection since it got up to 7 wins. And then just a quick overview of the draft before we move into the next one. Just a solid, cheap, efficient blue-red deck. Wasn't the best, because usually the best versions have the Kessig Flame Breathers on 2 over the Blood Petal Celebrants, and maybe multiple Ancestral Angers over like Wedding Invitation. But still very, very decent. Nice 1-drops. Both Epicure and Lantern Bearer were really excellent. Finally saw Alluring Suitor in our last game. And the interaction was okay too. So... something like this makes sense. The curve wasn't incredibly high, so there were some games where we kind of flooded, but I don't really think we could risk going up to 16 lands since we need to hit them consistently to cast our 4-drops. And also we had a lot of cantripping and card draw going on, so even if we were drawing some lands, we were bound to hit something. So yeah, this is a cool deck, and I was happy drafting this and getting to 7 wins. So let's claim our prize. And then maybe we end up drafting blue-red again, who knows. And make sure I don't mute the draft like I did last video. I mean, with this current draft. And yeah, quick draft. Crimson Vow is about to end in a couple of days, so hopefully we get to revisit a throwback draft. So let's fire it off again. And yeah, we also didn't see a ton of bombs in all of our matchups. So this set I think is reasonably balanced, and you don't face against the bombs all the time. And if you don't face against the bombs, again, I think all the colors are pretty solid, with maybe red being slightly higher than the rest. So I'm kind of down on Bleed Dry. It's a cool card, but it's kind of clunky. But it's still a top common that I don't want to pass out on pack one, pick one. Alright, pack one, pick one, Premier Draft Crimson Vow. Ooh, okay, Anya's a bomb. Second pick here would probably be Flame Blessed Bolt and a Braid over Brian Comer, even though I think Brian Comer is one of those multicolor uncommons I wouldn't first pick. Brambleworm is also excellent, but I would still take the top commons over it, as well as Brian Comer. So yeah, Anya's a bomb, and we can even splash her if Black-Red isn't open. Yeah, but this pack is stacked. We have one of the top 5 commons in this pack. Blessed Bolt, a Braid, and even Falkenrath Celebrants, as well as a top black common with Blood Craze Socialites, a nice powerful uncommon with Brian Comer, which could even wield a Nurturing Presence in the blue-white deck, and then Brambleworm for the green ramp deck. Yeah, pretty insane pack, but we can't really pass up Anya. Anya is just a bomb, makes blood tokens all days, we can sacrifice creatures and more blood token to keep draining the opponents and stabilizing as well, and the 4-mana 4/5 is a pretty heavy body, so Anya would be my first pick. Second pick would probably be a Braid here, and then third pick Flame Blessed Bolts. And then fourth pick Brian Comer, fifth pick Celebrants. But we'll take Anya, Maid of Dishonor. Following up Anya, do we do it again? I mean, a Roof is getting passed to us. We can still splash like Anya in blue-red and maybe end up Grixis. Otherwise, we'd be looking at maybe Diregraph Scavenger as a good 4-drop. But it's a lot less interesting than a Roof Tormented Prophet, and we saw how powerful this card was in our last blue-red deck. So I'm down to just take it here, and maybe we can end up 3 colors, who knows. But my second pick would definitely be Scavenger over Raconteur. But being past this is a sign maybe we end up just drafting blue-red anyways, splashing for Anya, and could end up wheeling a card like Raconteur. And I don't really want to always marry myself for my first pick, because even though this is the best card in the first pack, it's not a sign that it's open, since it's usually the person to my right-hand side passing up the cards that's providing the signal. So usually pick 2 and 3 is a better direction to move towards, and this is definitely more powerful than Scavenger, so we'll try a Roof here. And maybe we end up doing blue-red, splashing black as we get past. It's Fellstinger, pretty interesting black uncommon. At this point in this set, I think it might be right even taking Flame Blessed Bolt and a Braid over Fellstinger, but probably not Bleed Dry. This card's just a 3-for-1. Like, you draw 2 and then you trade this off. Even if it eats a removal spell, you're still making the opponent lose a card. So, yeah, seems like the best card. There's also Wolf Strike in this pack. But, yeah, this is maybe a sign now we could maybe splash a Roof in black-red. We'll see. It's kind of a little bit, again, awkward with blood tokens. Oh, wow. Biolume Egg and another Fellstinger. I think it's just another Fellstinger. Like, we can still end up black-red with Epicurus to sack. Biolume Egg is a good sack fodder, but just to stick on color, I think we just take another Fellstinger here. But this is a sign, I guess, blue-black is open for my right-hand side. But this is insane. but these two cards are great. Yeah, let's just take another Fellstinger. Hopefully two Fellstingers is the worst. Wow, Blood Tithe Harvester, Dormant Grove, Diregraph Scavenger, Markov Retribution, all excellent cards. I think I can rule out Dormant Grove, and then between Blood Tithe Harvester and Retribution. Retribution is a black-red gold card anyways, and I'd rather just have Blood Tithe Harvester in it. And then between Scavenger and Harvester, I think I still have Harvester a lot higher than Scavenger, even though this would keep me more flexible. Alright, we'll take it here. Over Evolving Wilds, this card's just too good. So maybe Black-Red is open as we get past Wandering Mind. But there's also Gluttonous Guest and Ragged Recluse in this pack. I don't know if I want to take the Wandering Mind at this point, and I don't think I even want to splash it, because getting past these cards, like, we're already heavily committed to black. So I think we just take Gluttonous Guest as another nice creature that makes a blood token, and hopefully we can maybe pick up some Blood Petal Celebrants or even Ragged Recluses in the future. And I do have this higher than Ragged Recluse. We'll take it here, and then blood tokens are, again, a little bit awkward with, wow, okay. How many Fellstingers? There's too many Fellstingers. I mean, I think I have to take it. Otherwise, there's Wedding Invitation, which is also awesome. I mean, with double Fellstinger, maybe that's enough. We should be fine. I'm going to take the Wedding Invite over third Fellstinger. This card can be pretty awkward if you don't have things to sack. So unless you're in blue-black, it's not great. Which we could still be, but we just took a Harvester and Anya. And in blue-black, too many of these aren't great, so I'll take a Wedding Invite this time. Maybe definitely taking a lower power level card, but I think it's reasonable with what we have. Anger, better in blue-red. I think one copy of Blood Fountain is decent. So sure. And again, a roof is kind of awkward with the blood tokens. Wow. Bloodcrave Socialite, pick 4. Alright, we're definitely doing black-red. Because in the last game, when we sacrificed the blood, we end up exiling 2 cards, which is not where we want to be. And with double Fellstinger, we should be able to generate enough value that I don't care about splashing for a roof. But wow, even Bloodcrave Socialite. So the person to my right not respecting the best 2-color combination in this format. As we get past even a Diregraph Scavenger here at pick 10. Don't care about Magma Pummeler, a little bit difficult to cast, and even then I don't really think it's too different or impactful than Scavenger, probably just worse. And in case we need more blood tokens, we'll take probably the worst black common in this set, but still, actually, believe it or not, even playable. And yeah, if we pick up more exploits, then we'll take a Rot-Tide Gargantua. So I'm hoping I can pick up some Voldaren Epicures in the next pack, so we can sacrifice them to the Fellstinger. Otherwise, this card is kind of awkward. Can always just play this as a pointed discussion. 3 mana, 3/2, except without making that extra blood. But still a very strong card. So, ooh, wow. Alright, I'll just keep taking Scavengers. Don't think I need second Blood Fountain. So this is a interesting draft, and getting past the Nuts Black-Red deck. As we open up Ragged Recluse and Celebrants. I think I prefer Celebrants over Ragged Recluse, but I would like to maybe get one of these later. Pack 1, pick 1, I think this is the pick over Herald of Hope, which is the second best card in this pack. We can even play Keswick Flame Breather if we pick up enough non-creature spells, but Celebrants is perfect, and maybe I don't need to play Rot-Tide, since we have 2 exploit creatures already. Just take the good top-end threats. And, I mean, there's a chance we end up splashing a roof, I don't know. Other than that, no amazing black-red cards here. Like, the best card is, like, Vilespawn Spider. And I don't really care about Blood Servitor enough to take it, so I guess there's a chance we end up splashing blue, who knows. As we get past Thirst for Discovery. Alright, I mean, I don't mind splashing for Thirst, actually. I guess we can always splash Markov Purifier, since it's also a vampire, and then we also have life gain synergies. I mean, we do have a blue dual land, but it's not like we need to splash it, honestly. And again, I talked about how a roof is awkward with blood tokens. Still a strong card, but maybe it's just a purifier here. There's also the Sure Strike if we don't think we have enough removal interaction, but I'm going to try the purifier. Maybe we end up splashing it. And, ooh, Lantern Bearer now. But I don't think we're in blue. Although we're seeing some blue cards here. Maybe blue-black exploit is open. But, I mean, I'll be missing out on some of these red cards that I took, which doesn't feel great. So I'm probably just going to take the Ridge Wolf here in case we need some sort of random 2-drop and hope it's more open in the next pack. Since we were past the late Blood Type Harvester, which is interesting to note, but Lantern Bearer is definitely a sign maybe Blue-Black Exploit is open. I mean, I could still take it here. I don't care about the Ridge Wolf. Let's take the Lantern Bearer. And then I guess I don't mind an Undying Malice as a 1-of in any black deck. And now nothing else too exciting. Maybe could have gotten 2 Ridge Wolves, but I don't really care about having those. And then I guess I'll just take another Scavenger. No respect. So second pack isn't great, but maybe third pack's better. Yep, even in the Blue-Black Exploit deck, none of these really are great. Guess I take an aim for the head. Don't think I'm moving the white or green anytime soon. And then now we pick up some good exploit fodder, so maybe take a Doom Dissenter if we need to pivot. Seems better than Mind Leech School and Repository Scob since we need things to stack to the Fellstinger. So we might have missed out on a Thirst for Discovery potentially, but I mean, we were past Blood Type Harvester. Come on. But maybe Blue-Red is actually the place to be. So who knows? Okay, Ragged Recluse seems good with the blood tokens. All right, that was a nice pickup. So we could still be Blue-Red with maybe a copy of Doom Dissenter for the Black-Red with a copy of Doom Dissenter with the Fellstinger, which I don't mind. And then maybe we need to begrudgingly play Blood Servitor as something we can maybe stack and make a blood token with. So, Grixis Exploit. And even a Scatter Thoughts late. Yeah, I guess we take Scatter Thoughts here. There's also Sure Strike, but I have a feeling we might just end up Blue-Black at the end of the day. And nothing else here. I guess I'll take a second Blood Fountain. And a third one, wow. Alright, we'll see. And we open up Lunar Rejection, but there's also just Voldaren Epic here. If we end up Black-Red, the problem is we don't have a ton of interaction, but maybe by taking here we're stubborn enough to maybe... I mean, we did send a signal to our right-hand side from the second pack. Like, there wasn't really any good red cards anyway, so we can still end up in a good, strong red-black deck, since we saw some late... We saw a late Blood-type Harvester in the last pack. Otherwise, it is Lunar Rejection, and we just move into Blue-Black. And we can still maybe end up splashing Anya, but you know what? I'm going to get greedy and take the Voldaren Epic here. It does play well with the Fellstinger if we still end up Black-Red. So... I took the Bleed Dry over to Beer Hall Mimic for more interaction. I think the black-blue train has sailed here, since we just took the Epic here. Like, it could be more open, and here I think it's Ragged Recluse over Socialite, since we already have so many 4-drops already. It's a nice Vampire, but I do need to make sure I have enough 2s in this deck to really pan out, and then hopefully we can wield a Wedding Invitation. But we should be able to make enough blood to support these Ragged Recluses, which are good 2-drops to transform. So, let's just take this here. And then, yes, another late blue card. But, again, I think the train has sailed, and if we do end up Blue-Black, it's not like a Storm Chaser Drake is great at all. And I don't think I'm going to play 2 copies of Doom Dissenter. Let's just take an Ancestral Anger. And then, ooh, okay, Belligerent Guest. Can even consider Lacerate Flesh if we need more interaction. We don't have a ton of 5s to really make the Foreboding Statue incredible. I guess I can just take the Lacerate Flesh since we're lacking removal anyways, and our 3s are still good. Interesting. Yeah, there's an argument for just taking the Lacerate. I'll take the Lacerate over the 3-2. And then now we'll take a Grizzly Ritual because we're lacking removal as well at the top end. So I actually don't regret taking the Lacerates, since we only have like a copy of Bleed Dry that we took over Mirror Hall Entity, and then Lacerate Flesh, and then not much interaction besides the Death Touchers, which could be fine, but doesn't really kill anything straight up. So I'll take a Grizzly Ritual here over Kessig Flame Breather. And wow, a third copy of Fellstinger. I mean, we can just play one as a 3/2 sometimes, and that's not wrong. I mean, it's the best card here, and there's no respect for this card for some reason. Can't even play a second copy of Doom Descender just to make sure we have enough things to exploit over the Archghoul of Thraben. Now I'm fine with double Doom Descender with triple Fellstinger, and maybe even a pointed discussion for more card advantage. Don't think I care about anything here. Knife. Maybe we don't. I don't think we could splash for a roof just for funsies. Like just for funsies, we could try so, but it's again awkward with blood tokens. Nah, I think it's a little bit too ambitious. I think we're fine just throwing in the Rot-Tide Gargantua to maybe help round out the curve because we don't have much top end. And now with double Doom Descenter, it's fine having more top end. We can always sack the token that the Doom Descenter generates as well as Doom Descenter itself. So actually having the extra 5-drop isn't the worst. And then this deck looks really fun. We can also have a Blood Fountain to maybe loot back some creatures in the late game. And then by getting back cards like Diregraph Scavenger, they can also help burn the opponent. So I actually don't mind this type of deck. It did felt like maybe we were supposed to be in blue-black, but again, come on, we were past Blood-Tithe Harvester and we opened up Anya. And either way, our black-red deck is still fine, and we also took a Falkenrath Celebrants Pack 2. But blue-black was probably the place to be. But, you know, with double Doom Descenter, I think I'm fine with this composition. And then in the main board, what can we consider? Don't think I care about Blood Servitor. Again, this is a little bit weird with Blood, and we should have enough card advantage in this deck. There's a pointed discussion, but we should have enough card advantage with the Fellstingers. And then don't think I need 2 copies of Blood Fountain. So something like this seems good. In terms of ways to generate blood, we have Grizzly Ritual, maybe Lacerate Flesh, Falkenrath Celebrants, Bloodcrazed Socialite, Anya, Gluttonous Guest, Blood-Tithe Harvester, Voldaren Epicure, Blood Fountain. So we do have multiple ways to generate blood to reward us for transforming the Ragged Recluse, as well as sacrificing them to Anya, so not concerned about that. In terms of exploit fodder, we have an Epicure, double Doom Descenter, which are fine, not always reliable, but you know, sometimes at least making 2 copies of this, having 2 copies of this makes them more likely to curve out into Fellstinger, which is what I want. So this seems like a good deck, and I think we go 10-7 here, and the bot agrees, so since we only have 5 red spells, and we do need to hit our red mana sometimes. So 10-7 seems nice. Let's give this a shot. And then I think Fellstinger is our poster child. The person to my right really did not respect this. I mean, a couple of people from my right did not respect this since these came in pretty late. And it's a powerful card, so I don't know what's going on. But whatever, to each their own. And then hopefully I can get another 7 wins with this. Definitely a much more grindier deck as opposed to the blue-red deck that we drafted previously. But this one should be pretty fun. If we were in blue-black, we would have maybe had a couple of bounce and, you know, chill bounce effects, but it's not like we were past. I mean, in that same pack where we were past Bleed Dry and Mirror Mimic, I still think if we were to end up in blue-black, we want the Bleed Dry over the Mimic. So even then, even though we might have, you know, missed out on a good blue-black deck, I still think our deck is going to be strong just being black-red straight up. So we should be okay. Alright, this hand sucks. We need some things to exploit early. We have no black mana. It's a mulligan. This hand's slightly better. We have nothing to exploit. But I think we can keep, and then I don't really need a Blood Fountain, I don't think. Maybe I can bomb one Fellstinger. Since it's kind of awkward, we don't have anything to sack. Yeah, I guess I can bomb one Fellstinger. The Blood Fountain can always buy it back. And I might want to turn one play, so let's do that. And we have 2 more Fellstingers in the deck. Might actually just sack this on turn 3 and just draw 2 cards, which isn't wrong. Best case scenario, maybe we can get something to exploit. So the opponent's also drafting blue-red, black-red, and those are nice sleeves, so I think I can do away with one mountain here since I still need double black for it to bleed dry, and do it main phase because there's a chance I can find a Voldaren Epic here, which can go along with this Fellstinger, which we don't have, so never mind. So we could set up a turn where we exploit and then bring this back as a 4-3. Assuming we can get double black, which we don't have. So this is awkward. So do I just sack itself and draw 2 and have the opponent deal 2 to me? It's going to be awkward because, I mean, I could always just trade this off, I guess, and just play as a 3-2 Death Touch. No card advantage, though. But this 2-2 is annoying, so I'm going to decline. And then I can always trade it off and get it back later and maybe exploit something else and draw cards. I'll offer to trade. So then maybe we can Diregraph Scavenger to exile this for value. As the opponent plays the Flame Blast Bolt, so rip. So I do have one more Stinger in my deck, but the other one's at the bottom. Okay, there's nothing in the graveyard for him to get back at least. So this is awkward. I guess I can just play Scavenger as a random blocker without value, and that's okay. At least I can maybe exile his Flame Blessed Bolt. It isn't the best, but it's not like we had an interesting hand anyways. So, yeah. So, another removal spell. Okay, so the opponent just has a busted deck. At least I can maybe buy it back next turn and take a bit of damage. Okay, the Harvester isn't the worst. I can always block an Undying Malice on it, which I actually don't mind too. Let's just do that. Or trade it off and then get back with a Blood Fountain. But we'll see. I might just go for the play where I block an Undying Malice, that way I can still sack it if he drops something large in the next turn. And kill it, and kill something larger, obviously, so I'm down for the play. And maybe he's out of interaction, but as we all know, the opponent has a Flame Blessed Bolt and Parasitic Grass, so he definitely values them pretty highly. And I can get severely punished, but I think I go for it. I'll have a 4-3 that can swing back, and we can also just make another blood token, which is probably pretty useful at this stage of the game. So let's go for it and hope we don't get blown out. I can always just block and not use the Undying Malice and just buy back the Blood Type Harvester if I get a land. I mean, that's a plan too. I'll be taking 2, but I should be okay. Nah, let's just use it now. This is kind of awkward. Let's see if I get punished. Yep, and I get punished. Alright, rip. Sometimes you just have to go for it. But yeah, busted black deck, red deck, and I didn't even get the block, so I guess I did, so never mind. Fellstinger, this is awkward, let's just concede. this was just a dumb game. Like, this opponent just has every, like, black removal spell in uncommon, come on, like. I thought we got the nuts black-red deck, but I guess some people don't know how to draft and they just give the guy everything. It's really stupid. Like, Blessed Bolt, Parasitic Grass, like, Bleed Dry, come on, like. I was past the Fellstingers, but Jesus. At least give me some better interaction. That was just not a fun deck to play against. That was just stupid. Like, every single removal spell imaginable. I bet he also had like another Bleed Dry and even more Flame Blessed Bolts in his hand. I don't know. I mean, he would have used Flame Blessed Bolt on the Blood type Harvester if I was Undying Mouse, but that was just not a fun game. And we even drew our third Fellstinger. But, I mean, I had nothing to exploit. I was going to take just too much damage, and I wasn't going to win that game regardless. So I think we were fine just conceding. Alright, a 2-drop. We're on the play. I'll try it. I'll stack the Ragged Recluse next turn if I need to. It's not the worst. Or I can attack and trade off. I think I'm just going to stack this for value. And then maybe I can even trade out the Fellstinger and exile the 2-2 next turn. I think I'll go for this. I could have also attacked first, but I really don't want to trade off the 2-2. I just want to get value off of this, so this is pretty good. And then could just block, trade, and then exile this, and it's still a 3-for-1. So could see an Adamant Will too. Adamant Will on a 2-2, sure. I don't see this too often, like saving a 2-2. Do I just play another Fellstinger? I really want to exile this, but at the same time, I just want to draw more cards. I think I'll sack this and draw more cards. And then maybe I can find something that I can trade off for this eventually. Like a Blood type Harvester, potentially. Is he going to put an Aura onto this? Maybe Nurturing Presence? Alright. That was what I was expecting. Take a bit of a beating. I can always kill this as well. Yeah, I could always just lacerate this and get more blood tokens. Yeah, maybe that's fine, just to be mana efficient. And hope he doesn't aura onto my 1-1. And I hope I can just exile this later and then next turn play Harvester into Scavenger. So he might miss on a land drop here. Okay, moves to combat, that's a good sign. And then, yep, now we can exile the Aura. And then play the Blood type Harvester and take it from there. Stupid. We even have Blood type Harvester as a removal spell. I think we just attack. Could see a Fierce Retribution. No fears. I guess I don't mind just main phase. Maybe should discard first. I guess I'll discard a Mountain since we have one already. Not sure if I want to play the Scavenger here, since Scavenger can maybe drain him. I guess I can always just bring back a creature end of turn with the Blood Fountain. Maybe that's just better. I mean, bring back 2 creatures, so a lot of value. Bring back both Fellstingers. I mean, I don't mind drawing more cards, actually. I could have also played this and exiled my own Ragged Recluse to draw 2. Sanguine Statuettes, okay. He might try to hit me for 3 here and just try to race me. So I probably just want to bring back a Ragged Recluse and the other creature here. Yeah, let's just do this. I mean, I should have enough blood to draw enough cards. Let's get back to Ragged Recluse. At least this can start draining the opponents. And I'm most likely going to end up discarding a card anyways next turn. So I'm fine attacking these 2. He can animate the Statuette and then trade for one of these, but that's fine. So first things first, let's play black mana. Let's discard a land. Attack with both, he trades. And then I can still Fellstinger and make it have a 3-3 Ragged Recluse. And I should have enough blood token. And I can make a blood token here and also block the ground, so I should be good here. I could also just attack with a little Darren Epic here, but I want to exploit it, so let's just trade. And we're not going to deck ourselves anytime soon, so it's fine. Definitely want to get the Ragged Recluse out. Also doesn't have any auras for the Heron Blessed Geist, so we should be fine with this exchange. And then now we'll Fellstinger. Sack this. Draw more cards. And then now we can double spell Ragged Recluse. Play the Doom Dissenter. And then, yeah, we can start gaining life off the Ragged Recluse attacks as well, so not a bad turn. We can even exile the Heron Blessed Geist if he tries to latch an aura. But yeah, we're just going off. Curse, that's a cute card. Okay, so he might be trying to get a land drop here. Gets a Diagraph Scavenger, which he can't cast. Okay, I'll just exile the Heron Blessed Geist before he makes an aura out of it now. And then we can still attack. And I guess he's just dead anyway, so never mind. Okay. That was a fun turn. That was a fun game. I mean, it was also pretty stupid. The opponent's probably looking at my deck and thinking my deck is more stupid, is as stupid as the opponent's previous deck. And it probably is compared to his. I mean, when he or she is judging my deck, but when I'm looking at the previous opponent's deck, that was definitely a lot worse. At least with this deck, you can maybe outrace me since I'm exploiting all the time and I don't have all that much interaction. But the previous opponent just was probably just an S tier deck that you couldn't beat. Unless you have a similar power level deck, but you know. So 1-1, still a long way to go. Alright, nothing to exploit. I guess we'll try to maybe top deck something because we're on the play. But we have nothing to exploit, so I might just play one out as a 3-2 and then save the other one for something later. I could also just draw cards off of this. I think it's fine playing out one as a 3-2. It's not the worst case scenario. And then save this for something later. Since we have 3 copies of this, I don't really want to lose too much life. So I'm going to decline, and the 3-2 Death Touch is still a relevant body, so this is okay. I can always sack the other one, I guess. Never mind, I have a Doom Dissenter that I can sack now. Don't really want to trade for the 3-2, so I think I'll just play this and pass. And then we can play Celebrants and then sack this Doom Dissenter. Impulse, so blue-red deck, obviously. I mean, I saw the 2 colors, but this card's excellent. It just drew him 2 cards for 2 mana. Really powerful. So I could just trade here now, and then by trading here, it means that my Falconraft Celebrants has a better block, so I think I can attack for 3, trade for the 3-2, and then play Celebrants, so then he doesn't get a good double block on Celebrants. Like, if I'm going to play this out, I'm basically offering to trade anyways. Not a great trade on my behalf, but it's still reasonable. And then we can still start discarding blood to find more card advantage. and then Fellstinger to Doom Dissenter eventually as well. And I'm probably just gonna exploit the Doom Dissenter immediately, because by trading here, I might have to exploit the token. Whereas if I exploit this, the 1/1 doesn't get to block the 2/2 well. Wizard's a good one. I don't really want to exile it now. I mean, it is a problematic card, so maybe I exile it now. And then we can always just discard a land end of turn. Guess we can always discard first. So let's discard a land first. I guess I attack first in case he double blocks. Ooh, okay. I guess I attack and then exile the Whispering Wizard immediately before he makes more tokens, which makes my Rot-Tide Gargantua worse. Do I play out land here? I think I do, and then I'll just hopefully draw into more to discard. I think the Whispering Wizard definitely has to go, and he's holding up priority with the blood token. So I guess there's a Flame Blessed Bolt. Yeah, that feels bad. Darn it, he had one all along. But at least it's gone, he doesn't get to go off with it. So maybe just play Rot-Tide without exploit. But it feels bad not having a exploit target now. The Blade Betrayal, I guess he has Blade Betrayal Sacrifice. This is like the worst case scenario. He probably has the Stitch Assistant to sack now. Yep, opponent has the, he's got my goat. And here comes the Stitch Assistant, so that was a good one. Alright, we're probably just going to lose this. Just taking too much damage, and the opponent managed to pull off the Steal and Stack combo that I was just talking about. So I probably just need to play this as a 5/4 without exploits and take a bit of a beating. I guess we can start by discarding a mountain. And hope he doesn't have any interactions, so just play this out without exploit. Say go. Oh wow, Diver Scum. Alright, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it. It's just too strong. Your deck is just too strong, opponent. Wow, yep. Steal and Stack. So gotta keep in mind that one copy of Blade Betrayal isn't the worst in the blue-red deck. I mean, it's almost like a Biolumig if you think about it. Obviously, Biolumig is a lot better, but let's just say you don't have Biolumig, it's almost the same thing as playing it and then exploiting the creature later. And then, I mean, I guess you need like 7 mana available or 6 mana available, and you can still get blown out, but still, it's still a strong combo. Alright, this draft is going south. We did open up Anya, but now we're going 1 and 2. So sometimes you can still open up a bomb and again face against better decks. So I might just need to do another draft after this ASAP and hope I can at least savor this video. But this is an example of a draft gone sour. Did very well in the first one and then faced against a couple of broken stuff. Alright, 2-drop. I don't really want to exploit Harvester, so I'll probably just, again, play maybe Fellstinger as just a 3-mana 3/2 Death Touch. Or hold on to it, or just use it to draw cards. Okay, maybe I can sacrifice the Ragged Recluse, although I could just play Harvester and then next turn just transform the Ragged Recluse. You know what, we might just do that, and then maybe we can get exploit fodder with the Fellstinger. So maybe this is better. And then we can transform a 3/3. You could also see Fellstinger here. I think I'm still attacking. I mean, could see Fierce Retribution, but I'm still going to attack. And if he has it, then that's fine. Right, so now I can maybe Ragged Recluse or Gluttonous Guest. I don't mind just Ragged Recluse discard a mountain, to be honest. Like, it does... We might not get a land for Anya, but we still have some plays lined up. And then this applies a little bit more pressure, so I don't mind just doing this. And this just applies more pressure, so I'm fine being a little bit more aggressive. And either way, I can still play Gluttonous Guest and always discard another creature card to eventually get to Anya. Weaver. I think I'm still going to attack here. If I play Anya, I can't really stack this to kill this. Fine with the trade. And this is a lot of damage. And this does slow him down, so... And now we can deploy Anya. And maybe see a quick concession. Because this is one of those cards you don't want to see on curve. So, if he leaves a mana, it could be a Fierce Retribution, so I might need to play around that. Spore Crawler, so he could have a Might of the Masses here. In this case, do I just want to exploit the Odious Witch? I guess I can attack first and see what's up. Or maybe I can just discard land. I guess I can't cast the Gargantua anyways. So there's a chance he has Might of the Masses here, but if I don't attack, I miss out. And then even if he has Might, I'm still trading. But I might not want to since this is a way to potentially burn him. So I'm just going to attack with the Odious Witch. Offer to trade. And then we can still discard a land, play Gluttonous Guest. Okay, so he has something here, I feel like. Maybe should main phase Gluttonous Guest first to gain the extra life, but I don't think that matters much. Ooh, Doom Dissenter. Doom Dissenter does set up a pretty good Fellstinger or Rot-Tide Gargantua turn, so I'm fine playing off curve and just throwing out the Doom Dissenter. Could have also considered Blight Betrayal in this deck with Anya and Fellstingers, but I don't think we saw any, so. So main phase, I think we attack with the Odious Witch. I could also Wedding Invitation, but I think I'm just going to attack with the Odious Witch and see what's up. If he has a massive Might and Pump Trick, I'll just sacrifice Odious Witch and play Wedding Invitation. So, probably see a trade here. I'm fine with the trade. If he has a Pump spell, I'm sacking the Odious Witch. So, what's this? A Wolf Strike at nighttime? That's rude. So I could just get value by sacrificing the Doom Dissenter. But then I don't have anything to sack with the Fellstinger. I could also just sack this to deny him a card draw, which could be reasonable enough. So do I want to get value off of Anya here? I think it's okay. Yeah, let's just sack the Doom Dissenter. And then I'm fine sacking the Odious Witch. And this puts him pretty far, and he also doesn't get to draw a card off of this, so that's fine. I can also eventually buy back Anya. Could see a Flourishing Hunter to gain some life here too. Maybe attacks I could also just trade, which I don't mind as well. But preferably I do want to sack this to draw some cards. I guess what can happen is that I can maybe... Ooh, Averbrook Caretaker. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. We have a Lacerate Flesh. That's not going to do anything. Alright, how do I win this? I guess Diagraph Scavenger could be a way to win, so maybe I can just sacrifice my zombie token. I could also target the opponent. By targeting the opponent, he does get to draw 2. But I think I'm better off doing this instead. And then now I can play Wedding Invitation, change it back daytime, make my 3/2 unblockable, and then just kill him with the Diagraph Scavenger. So that was close, but we'll see if the opponent has a way to deal with my Fellstinger here. He can attack with the 5/4, but then he can't attack with the Averbrook, otherwise this trade isn't really advantageous for the opponent. So he might keep up a removal spell for the Fellstinger. So I probably don't even know if I want to attack into this yet. The funny thing is I could have also targeted the opponent and made him draw 2, but that wouldn't have been great either. So I'll be taking 7, I guess. You know, I think I'll main phase an attack here. I could just block. Ooh, offers the Averbrook Caretaker, so this is a chance that he has Adamant Will. But I feel like this might just be Attack of Desperation, so I think I'll take it here. And then maybe just try to Wedding Invitation and kill him. And I should be able to survive next turn as well, if I know what's going on. So hopefully he doesn't have interaction here. So we're going to lead by making this unblockable. and hope he doesn't have Fierce Retribution. He could have a Wolf Strike. But if I can attack, land this damage, and then exile, then I should be able to win. Does it resolve opponent? No, he has the Wolf Strike. Well, that's rough. Yeah, he had it. That's rough. I mean, I guess I can just chain together Diregraph Scavengers and we're alright. So this is fine. And then I have a second one, so I can just block, survive, and then play second one, and I should be able to win the game. Unless the opponent has a way to gain life, which I'm hoping he or she doesn't. So I'm definitely going to block one of them. Probably the Avabroke Caretaker the most, so he doesn't get to draw a card off of the 7/6. If he kills it here, I guess I'm dead, right? Yeah. If he has interaction for Diregraph Scavenger, I'm just dead. So opponent made the right call of killing my Fellstinger pre-combat. But this game is close. If he has a removal spell, I'm gone. But if not, then I win. Okay, so we're just going to block. I guess we can just block the highest power creature. He might just put it onto the Spore Crawler. I guess he's going to diversify. So I'm probably just going to block the 6/6, 7/6 I mean, or just block the 5/4. I'm going to block the 5/4 so he doesn't draw a card, and this way this is safe. And then I'm just going to kill him, this Scavenger, and hope he doesn't gain a million life. Paladin, okay, luckily he didn't pre-combat this. I guess if he pre-combat, I guess he could have played a land pre-combat and gain life, but luckily enough we managed to pull this off, so that was a close game. Make sure I click correctly, and yeah. That was close. Opponent has his own bomb, but... But for a moment there, that was really scary. If the opponent didn't use a removal spell in the 3/2, again, he would have lost. But I think if I was him, I might have taken the chance to just take 3. Otherwise, like, if I had to... Otherwise, if I only played a... Otherwise, you know, I might have just, yeah, taken it if I was him. Because if I had the removal spell, I could just get a blocker out of the way and just go in for lethal, which I think is maybe worth considering, but... Regardless, I guess if I used the Wedding Invitation, there was a higher chance I could have a way to finish him off, so... Scavenger saved the day. Alright, Ragged Recluse, I guess I can sack it to Fellstinger, not the worst. Missing red mana, but I think we can hopefully get there. So, on the draw, we'll keep. Opponent mulligan, okay. Yeah, we'll show him red mana first. Doom Dissenter would be the perfect top deck. But I'm fine sacrificing Ragged Recluse next turn if I have to. Alright, Faithbound Judge, that's a problem. Luckily we can maybe exile it with Bleed Dry eventually, but we need to draw into it first, so let's play Swamp and then sack the 2/1 and hopefully get some Bleed Dries going. So we'll sacrifice this, draw some cards, and no Bleed Dry, alright. We can still attack into this. And he could have a Fierce Retribution, but I still think I'm attacking. And then I can always just exile my own Ragged Recluse. Yeah, I'll exile my own Ragged Recluse. I just need to apply pressure. He could also just counter this too. Yeah, they're holding priority with a counter spell, debating where or not this should be countered. I think, I don't know, maybe I would let this resolve if I was him. Don't know what this implies, a bounce spell, Syncopate, alright, so he had a counter spell anyway, so even if I traded off, I couldn't have dealt with the Faithbound Judge. But this card is a problem. Stays back, I think I'm still going to attack here, and hope for the best. Eventually he will be able to use this as an aura to enchant me, but we just have to keep applying pressure and playing out stuff. Alright, this is good. So now he can attack me for 4. Not sure if I want to use Grizzly Ritual onto this, but the damage does add up. I'm hoping maybe I can use it on him to stall him out, and then, I mean, he needs 7 mana to activate this ability, so even then it's a lot. So opponent's going to get aggressive with this, makes sense. And then hope he doesn't have a counterspell for my Grizzly Ritual. Lacerate Flesh, I guess, isn't the worst. Could Lacerate to maybe play around something. Lacerate would be the best because then I can use the blood tokens of this card, but let's main phase it first. And hope it resolves. If it doesn't, he could have a Cradle, and if he has a Cradle, Rescue, that's annoying too. I guess, yeah, that's annoying. But I can still answer it next turn. So we'll say go, and then we'll discard a Swamp end of turn. Take a bit of a beating. Also, he didn't main phase play any creatures, and this has Nurturing Presence, so that implies he might have another drew into a land or a non-creature spell. Since he would have been happy maybe pumping this and attacking. This is also 7 mana to get this whole thing going, so we'll hope the Grizzly Ritual resolves next turn, and hope he doesn't draw into a counterspell or a Cradle, otherwise I think we just lose. So maybe the right play was to move the combat first and then see if he would have the Supernatural Rescue. But then he would just ambush and taken out one of my creatures, so we'll see. Right, so let's just hope this resolves. If not, it's just game over. Let's go. I guess I can also sacrifice a blood first to see if I top deck a Bleed Dry, which is probably a better answer. So let's just do this first. Alright, let's pray. Please resolve and stop the shenanigans, opponent. Okay, it's gone, thank God. So now I can finally attack for 7. And then I still have more blood tokens to utilize, and if he enchants me, then he's still going to be far behind, so that was a risk I was willing to take. Alright, just a Fear of Death, sure. It's fine. Ooh, an Aura, right, so this could be scary. But I would still deal a decent amount of damage, and doesn't main phase it, interestingly enough, so alright, he wants to play an infantry to maybe load up onto the 2/2 more. So what do we lead here with? I guess we can always just stack a blood first. Sure. I don't want to stack too much blood, because by sacrificing too much blood, the problem is that I do want to make this into a 5/5 Menacer eventually. So maybe I'm just fine playing out all my stuff here. I guess I don't mind him actually loading up 2 auras onto this, since I might be able to kill him next turn anyways, assuming he doesn't have too much removal, so I think we just attack. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked here. Okay, so he's going to block here, and then if he gets 8th land, he can put 2 auras and make this into a 5/5. But again, I should be able to have enough pressure to take him out, so we'll see. Trade happens. And then if he wants to tap out and put double auras, then that's a problem. But I should be able to kill him if I play out the Doom Dissenter, since if I make this into a 5/5 Menace, I guess he can still end up double blocking this if he gets 2 creatures, but okay, he's not going to block it, alright. I guess he's scared, but I would block it if I was him. Surprise, yeah, this was a misplay. I shouldn't have attacked, but whatever. I can still chump or double block if I have to. I mean, the worst case scenario, he attacks, I block, he has Adamant Will. That would kind of suck, not gonna lie. And again, I don't care about the Sinner's Judgment. He can enchant me, but that's a ton of mana. So yeah, I think the right play here is for the opponent to trade. And then I can play the Doom Dissenter, and then that's 6 damage if he doesn't have enough blockers. He can enchant twice onto this with 8 mana, but then he would only hit me for 5, which isn't enough. If he has another creature to follow up, he needs to stay back because this can become a 5/5. So either way, I think we have this game solved unless the opponent has some sort of sweeper here or a way to lock down my Blood Crazed Socialite and then enhance his Spirit to put me on a 2-turn clock. So worst case scenario, he has Imprisonment here into Drogskull Infantry. I still have 3 blood tokens to dig with, but I would need to find something good. But definitely a close match. Alright, so he's probably going to go here and then maybe hope I don't attack and hope he doesn't have a Fierce Retribution. Okay, he doesn't have anything. Alright. Either way, I was still going to attack. So, pretty close game. And this opponent also had a bomb rare like the previous one, so they're not unbeatable, but they're very strong, obviously, like Averbrook Caretaker. And, I mean, there's still some variance when it comes to Magic, whether or not you hit your land drops on time, whether or not the opponent has a more explosive start than yours. So even if they had those bomb rares, you can still win the games. It's just that sealed is a lot worse because any player can have multiple bomb rares, given that there's a high density in the booster packs. So, a lot worse in sealed, but in draft it's a lot more reasonable to manage. Right. Well, I would love a. It's funny how we always have like the Fellstinger in our opening hand, but then we don't have the exploit fodder. But now we have exploit fodder, but no Fellstingers. I don't like this hand, but we have 2/2 drops, so we can definitely do bad with this hand. But I think I'm still going to keep here. Best case scenario, we draw land into Fellstinger, but one can only dream. Alright, I guess we're playing Ragged Recluse since we're highly unlikely to get a 3rd land next turn. And if we do, we need to get 2 lands straight in a row to cast our 4-drops, so I'm not liking the keep with this hand. So, should mold, but I don't like mulliganing on a play. So blue-black exploit. Okay, Wedding Invitation isn't the worst. So we'll lead by attacking. I think we play Wedding Invitation to increase the chances we get our land drop if we missed out on this one. Okay, so no land, but a Fellstinger, alright. It's not the worst too. Don't mind exploiting the Ragged Recluse to draw and do 2 more cards next turn if we get a land, and we did, so let's attack. And just to be safe, I think I play Fellstinger and hope this doesn't get countered. And I will sacrifice the Ragged Recluse, assuming this isn't interrupted. Okay. And I'll target myself and hopefully get my 4th land to start playing my bombs. Okay. So, best case scenario was to have Doom Dissenter on 2, but I didn't know if I was even going to get Fellstinger. But now, that turn really helped, so. So, the question is, do I play around Counterspell? Do I play around Rending Flame? Do I play around Bleed Dry? If I do, then I play Socialite. If I don't, then I play Anya next turn. So he doesn't have double blacks, so it's mostly either a Counterspell or a Rending Flame. Either way, I think with this approach, we're still going to play Anya and hope he doesn't have an answer for Anya. So let's attack. And by playing Anya first, we can gain value off of the Blood Craze Socialite. And since he's tapped out with blue mana, I do want to just resolve this as quickly as possible. And this can help me win the game. Then we can set maybe some exploit creatures next turn. So now with double black, he might have a Bleed Dry in his hand, and he was just pretending he didn't have one. So Rot Tide isn't going to be great against the Whispering Wizard, unfortunately. So we'll see. I might have to Bleed Dry this next turn as well. So interesting, not doing anything here. I think I might have to attack with both, and if he blocks and tries to use a trick, then I can Bleed Dry. I think I go for it. This is just too much damage, and there's no combat tricks outside of Sure Strike in red. And in the Grixis colors, either you have Bleed Dry or a Braid to finish, or the okay, it has a Lunar Rejection. So on the stack, I do want to just, I mean, I could just replay it honestly. It's not a big deal. You still get to make 1/1 tokens. Bleed Drying this also isn't the worst. I mean, he might have another removal spell, actually. But I can always Bleed Dry next turn. I mean, I guess I can play Anya into Doom the Center next turn, or Doom the Center into Blood Craze. Let's just get rid of this Whispering Wizard, it's a problem. And I don't think I'm discarding anything. Yeah, I don't really want him making a million blood tokens, especially since we're so ahead in this game. And then I'm probably going to pass here. I don't think I'm using a blood token because we just want to keep our lands. And I'm fine playing Socialite into Doom the Center next turn. And this turn he might keep up a counter spell as well. Scob, so he can bring back Lunar Rejection, makes sense, or Thirst. And this is a fine creature to trade. So that means we can safely maybe resolve Anya into Doom the Center, and I don't mind. So he's probably going to buy back the Lunar, which is fine. He gets to bounce back my Anya, but then that doesn't really do anything, honestly, so I'm not afraid. Let's move to combat and offer to trade. And then we'll Anya main phase in case he has Syncopates. And this is still 4 mana to bounce, so it's not necessarily the best. And I also get to make a blood token, so surprised the opponent did that. And then the Doom the Center can set up a nice Rot Tide Gargantua turn. So he might just try to bounce and counter this. Grizzly Ritual, never mind. Okay, that slows me down. But I can still double spell next turn, and that's totally fine as well. Cobbled Lancer, okay. I still think I want a double spell. There's an Undying Malice. I could do something cute with the Undying Malice, like, but I think we just want to be mana efficient and get a 5/5 menace down out into play. Plus more blood tokens, so even though the opponent's drawing cards, we can still filter lands later. So he's probably going to bounce the Socialite, I have to imagine, if I move the combat. Ballista Watcher, alright. I could also Rot Tide Gargantua with 2 triggers, like sacrifice the Rot Tide itself to get rid of the 2 blockers, and this Ballista Watcher can get pretty annoying. So I might do that main phase instead. And then maybe force the issue. But then if I force the issue, that's also not great. Let's just move to combat and then force the Lunar Rejection. And then do I want to sacrifice blood? I guess by sacrificing blood it isn't the worst. So let's just do that. And then I guess I don't mind. Yeah, he's going to use it now. Alright, saw this coming a mile away. That's fine. And then, I guess I don't mind a Rot Tide turn, so what we want to do is, I guess, hold full control. Play Rot Tide. And then, what we want to do is we want to Undying Malice onto the Rot-Tide Gargantua. Sacrifice itself. And then it comes back, and it comes back as a 6/4. And then we get to sacrifice a Doom Dissenter to also take out the Ballista Watcher, so pretty nice turn for us. And then hopefully we can discard more lands. So that's the cute trick. Alright, that's going to chump block all day. Undead Butler can also bring back something annoying like Ballista Watcher or any scary bombs. He ends up milling like a Cemetery Desecrator. Alright, so we probably need to come up with an alternative route because I guess he can bring back the Cemetery Desecrator from the graveyard, and that can maybe... There's no 5 cost. I guess there's Grizzly Ritual, so I might need to take a different approach this matchup. Let's lead with discarding the swamp, I think. Could also be holding up a counterspell, but he's also holding up priority with the blood token. Yeah, I don't want to just keep discarding blood tokens, but I also just don't want to draw a bunch of lands. And the Socialite already makes a blood token, so I think I still go for this approach here. Yeah, let's place... I guess I'll just play this first in case there's something. I really don't really want him... I really did not want him to mill the Cemetery Desecrator, but now I guess I'm fine discarding a land in case I find Epicure. Epicure would be pretty nice here. Ooh, Diagraph Scavenger. Okay, that's pretty nice. So now I can exile the Cemetery Desecrator. So he can't get it back. He's probably going to cycle the Cobble Lancer to draw a card. And then we can crash him for 5 and make this unblockable, or even 6. Like 6 is also not bad. But putting up the 6, if I have a second Diagraph Scavenger, he's dead. So I might actually want to use the Wedding Invitation on this 6/4. Maybe I should have done it this turn. Yeah, I should have done it this turn, actually. I keep thinking this is only usable on vampires, but I guess you can make any other creature unblockable, so... Flame Breather, that's fine. Okay, that's annoying, but I mean, there's nothing outside of Anya in the graveyard I'm really interested in him exiling Epicure, so he might just be out of steam here. So, all right, if I get my second Diagraph Scavenger, he should be done here. Ooh, Fellstinger. I guess I can burn him out with Fellstinger. Okay, that's kind of cute, so let's do this. Let's begin by making the Rot-Tide Gargantua unblockable. Move to combat, attack for 6. Hope it happens. And then we can Diagraph Scavenger, exile the Cemetery Desecrator. Which is definitely the scariest card in his graveyard. And then now I can Fellstinger, exploit my token, and then make him draw 2 and lose 2. You might need to sacrifice the blood to maybe find a counterspell. Okay, so he's gonna let this resolve. Interesting enough. Okay, so we will. Interesting. I guess he has a way to interact. All right, that was close. All right, opponent almost got me there. And then we'll decline the exploit. Sigo. So I guess I can just attack with all and kill him, because this will have Menace. He can chump and he's just dead, so he would need to draw some sort of interaction off the top. Do I even need to make this into a 5/5 Menace? That's the question. Probably not. So I could just attack with all, I guess, and kill him. He could bring back Ballista Watcher, but that's about it. Okay, so he just concedes. Because I was planning to maybe use the blood to cycle away a land in case I top deck one. And we're almost Mythic rank, so 4 and 3. not bad. We had a pretty rough start, but after losing 2 games, we get to face against, I guess, opponents with the same win and loss percentage as us, so that's fine. And this opponent also had a Cemetery Desecrator in his deck, so in a sense, yeah, you can beat bombs. It's obviously if they're obviously oppressive if they go uncontested and they play exactly on curve, but they're not like unbeatable by any means unless it's Dreadfeast Demon and you don't have Bleed Drives to answer it immediately. A way to burn them out. Okay, 4 and 2. Let's get to 5. Let's actually just get a Mythic ranking, and then maybe next couple of videos we try to hit top 10 Mythic again, like I did with Strixhaven Draft. Apologize for the hiccups. Interesting hand. No red mana, but Fellstinger, Gluttonous Guests. I might just keep this. I might actually exploit the Gluttonous Guests, believe it or not, which is not a terrible decision, since the Blood Tithe Harvester can function as a removal spell once we make a blood. And that's important. I think I'm fine attacking into this too, even though he can get back a creature, which I don't care about too much. Or I can just play Gluttonous Guest and Bloodcray Socialite on curve and take it slowly, which is probably the right thing to do. And then I can have access to a good removal spell with the Harvester, and the Socialite can crash in for 5 per turn, so definitely a great black common. And okay, so he's gonna go for this approach. So I probably just want to take out the Skull Scob with the Blood Tithe Harvester. He's gonna bring back the Desperate Farmer, I have to imagine. So I definitely want to kill the Skull Scob, because if I attack here, he's just gonna block with a 2/2, which isn't what I really want. I can also sack this and use Undying Malice, which is kind of cute too, but by doing that, I might as well do Fellstinger and do that, so I think it's fine just using on the Skull Scob immediately, and then save the Undying Malice Fellstinger combo for later. And I don't really want him making a million zombies with this. Can even Wedding Invitation, Cruel Witness. Okay, so he can set up a double block, which I don't mind, because if he does, guess what? I can Undying Malice. So sure, I think we can attack, and then if he does this play, I can just Undying Malice, and then this will become a 6/6 that's attacking in return. Okay, if not, then we might just Wedding Invitation. What's the Fellstinger play? No, you know, just Wedding Invitation here. And ooh, Epicure. Epicure sets up a better Malice. And do I discard land end of turn? I think I might. Yeah, I think I might. Or I can just do it now, but I might want to keep up Undying Malice, so I'll say go. Do Falcon Raft Forebearer, so at least this can't block. And if he stays back with both, then I'm definitely going to use Undying Malice, so let's discard a land here. Ooh, another Fellstinger. So first thing is first, I think we attack, and then we use Undying Malice. I guess I'm fine using Fellstinger first. Yeah, let's just do this first. Yeah, let's attack. And then I'm not discarding to transform Ragged Recluse anyways, so I can also just make this unblockable, honestly. But by doing this, I get great value from the Undying Malice, so I think we go for it, and then if he double blocks, we Undying Malice, and it's just very excellent value. And he doesn't. Okay, interesting. So he's deciding to do that next turn, perhaps. He makes a blood if he attacks. Ooh, Diver Scob. Okay, that's probably gonna bounce my Socialite. I think I keep it on top. It's just too good. Yeah, I think I keep it on top. It's just too good. It makes a blood, and then it hits and attacks for 5. Yeah, put it on top. Decides to attack with that. Okay, interesting. So now what? Don't really want to trade Fellstinger. Maybe play Socialite, keep up Undying Malice. I think that's okay. But also discard second Fellstinger. But Fellstinger can also kill him, so I think we're fine just saying go. If we can land attack in with this, then we should be able to maybe win the game. So I'm fine taking 6. We can get him for 5, and then maybe Fellstinger to finish him off. Or transform Ragged Recluse, get an attack, so... I could maybe also discard Celebrants. That's also a consideration. So he attacks with both flyers. This implies he has something to follow up. And that's not a good sign for us, so... I'm hoping this can resolve an attack. And hopefully no Bleed Dry, that would suck. Okay, so he's tapping out for 4 or 5 mana, so this implies he has another Diver Scob? Oh my god, are you kidding me? This is so stupid and annoying. Okay, so he's gonna bounce the Blood Crazy Socialite here. Or sack the Forebearer. I guess he can sack the Forebringer and bring it back. Oh, this sucks. So how do I win this? I think I bomb it now. I guess I can always make this unblockable, attack for 3, and then Fellstinger to maybe finish him off. I don't know, we'll say go. I guess I can transform double Ragged Recluse, discard Celebrants. Like, if I knew how to play this, I think I would have won by now. Let's just discard this. And then we can transform both Ragged Recluses. Yeah, I think I make this unblockable, right? Play second Ragged Recluse, keep up Undying Malice, and then next turn we can swing in. And then we can drain him and then use Fellstinger to finish him off. I guess that's the play. I guess he'll hit me for 6, but I should be fine here if both of these transform. So I can still block a 3/5, and I can still chump one of the 3/5s as well. The second Diver Scob was so brutal. Dollhouse, I mean, that's okay. I should be okay. I should be able to survive if he brings something back here with Dollhouse. Yeah, I should be okay. I should be able to get this. I think we got the game. So now what we can do is we can attack with both of these, and then Fellstinger to make him draw 2 and lose 2. So I'm actually happy he tapped out there. So I probably don't want to trade for any Diver Scots here, otherwise he can just bring it back, but this is fine. And for 1 blue, that really can't kill, that really won't do much of anything. This is also sorcery speed. So I'm probably just going to attack with all, and then I guess I can just lacerate flesh and kill him, right? No, he's going to do this to make another body. Okay, so he gets another blocker. Makes sense. Pretty smart play. My turn. And then, yeah, just be safe here. Let's just attack with both of these. Don't want to attack with all, because if you attack with all, we don't have any more bodies to exploit. And then Fellstinger to finish him off. Make sure we target the opponents, and yep. So Fellstinger is always a nice, decent way to burn the opponent out in the late game. And yeah, we got the Mythic rank. Sweet, Mythic ranked drafts. Awesome, awesome. And let's see what our ranking is at. It's still early in the month, so it's going to be pretty high. I'm assuming maybe top 30. Alright, top 13. Alright, top 13 Mythic ranking. That's not too bad. Not too shabby for getting to Mythic early in the month. So I guess we need to win 2 games and maybe get to top 10 so we can show off how good we are, quote unquote. But again, it's early in the month, so even if you make it to Mythic, it doesn't necessarily mean you are like an actual top 10 of anything. It just means you got there quicker than everyone else. But that's sweet. Alright, number 13, I'll settle for that. Or maybe get up to number 8, we'll see. But we started 2-1, but now we're climbing up. We're climbing up. The 2 opponents we lost who definitely had stronger decks, and you know, they just weren't fair games. So number 13 Mythic. This is sweet. Getting early Mythic. This hand would be great if we have Fellstingers, but we do have Wedding Invitation to cantrip and get them. So I think we'll keep on the play. Can even discard 1 Doom to center if we feel like we're not hitting our land drops or the Fellstingers. Which with 3 copies we should maybe hit 1 eventually. So unless they're like the bottom 3 cards of our library, which would be pretty unfortunate. But I'm fine playing out the first epic here. I could also just play Wedding Invitation, like if we do get land 3 into Fellstinger, like exploiting the Voldaren epic here isn't the worst. And I think it's important to hit our land drops, so I'm actually going to play Wedding Invitation over Doom the Center. So it makes it more likely we hit our land drops and attack for 1. If we miss our land drop again, I might just end up discarding something here. And then now with Voldaren Epic here and Doom the Center, I might not need 2 copies of Doom the Center anymore. And we drew a Fellstinger, so I do want to, maybe I can take the turn off, actually. You know what? No, let's not do that. Let's just discard a Doom the Center. And then hope I get a Swamp. I should maybe tap for Mountain. Okay, got Swamp anyway, so that wasn't bad. Play the Doom the Center, and next turn we can exploit it, so that wasn't too bad. And then we have 2 sack fodder, so it's okay. Not going to double block this because I do want to just transform this into a 2/2 eventually. And black-white is mostly a life gain deck, but didn't see turn 1 Traveling Minister, but expecting to see Heron of Hopes and lots of imprisonments and bleed dries. So I'll take 2. And then hopefully we can safely exploit this and draw some cards. Fellstinger, so he's going to exploit himself. Alright, so Fellstinger versus Fellstinger. That's fine, but then the Doom the Center lines up nicely with the Fellstinger. And then hopefully I can hit my land drop. And I got my land drop anyways. I guess I can always just exile this first. Let's just do that first, actually. The Orb gets pretty annoying. And then if I get a land, I'll probably play Celebrants regardless. I'm fine taking 3 here too. I feel like we should be ahead in this race. Okay, so he gets to exile my Doom the Center. So I probably want to keep this 3/2 back to hold off this 2/3. And fine taking 3 here. Right. No land. Hey, but we can do maybe a Fellstinger combo here. Well, I guess I can exploit and then bring back the creature from exploiting. Do I want to do that? So how do I do this? So if I Fellstinger, put an Undying Malice on my Fellstinger, sack my Fellstinger, then draw a card, draw 2, then I can sack the Doom Descender to draw even more cards. So I think we should do that. So let's do the trick again. Fellstinger on the stack, Undying Malice on the Fellstinger. Let this resolve, exploit my Fellstinger. And then it comes back with a 1/1 counter, draw 2. I just need to make sure I don't lose too much life, but this is a ton of card advantage. And draw, so I'm losing 4, but I draw 4 cards, which is really sweet. And this also allows me to hit my land drops, so yeah, that was a really nice turn. Sigo. Fine trading the 2/3s for the 2/3s, and then the 2/2 can hold off the 3/2 here. Ooh, Voice of the Blessed. Alright, I think I need to lacerate Fleshdat ASAP. And hope he doesn't have an Undying Malice of some sort. It feels like he might have an Undying Malice, but I still think I go for it here. Otherwise, I'm never going to use this. And the Voice is a pretty annoying card, so... I mean, if he has Undying Malice for these 2 cards, that's even worse. You could also have Adamant Will here. Valor Stance, yeah, that sucks. At least I make some blood tokens. So I can always discard land later, but I do want to eventually double spell with these 2. So I don't know here, I think we can just say go and hope the opponent doesn't gain a ton of life to enhance this. So yeah, we'll see. Scavenger, alright. No creatures in my yard. Oh, I do have creatures, so this is going to become a 3/3. So just hope he doesn't grow it too much. That should be fine. But this is a must kill. I also don't have a ton of evasion in the deck, so I might need to start trading things off. Alright, that's a decent one. So play land. And then Celebrants, I guess, just to be mana efficient. I guess I can Scavenger and Gluttonous Guest. But I think for now we just play Celebrants. And then we can play Blood Fountain and take it from there. and then we can smash in for 4, gain 4. We have a ton of blood, but again, with all these Death Touchers, it's going to be a little bit rough getting past this wall of stuff, so I'm hoping he doesn't find like a Parent of Hope. That would be a problem. I guess I'm fine just trading stuff off and bringing them back with the Blood Fountain, so maybe I should need to start attacking with my creatures. Circle, that's going to deal with my Fellstinger, but that's pretty much it. I think I'm fine with that, since we have other Death Touchers to get back, so I'm fine being aggressive next turn. And I'm fine trading off a Scavenger. And hope he doesn't keep bringing them back. So first things first, let's make this unblockable. Attack. And then I'm fine just double spelling. And a Fierce Retribution, are you kidding me? Alright, this match is going to be rough. Alright, guess I'll just play another Scavenger. Exile his Scavenger. And the name of the game might just be, again, just to burn the opponent out. We'll see go. Point of discussion. And hopefully not any more life gain. Otherwise this can grow and then it's going to be rough trying to win. So hopefully no Gluttonous Guess of his own. Could see in a way to maybe destroy my enchantment, or yeah, I'm probably just going to keep up mana next turn to maybe hopefully bring these two back, or just bring them both back and just play it. Maybe that's fine. Since I should have 8 mana, I can still play out the Scavenger. So first things first, I think we can offer the Diregraph Scavenger as a trade, and then I guess we want to bring back the Scavengers instead. We'll just attack, lets this happen, okay. If I bring back the Scavenger, problem is I don't have anything to exile, so I'm probably just going to play lands, say go, and then end of turn activate the Blood Fountain, or wait until he he also tries to exile with his own Scavenger. I can just respond. I'm hoping he attacks here. I'm definitely going to double block here, I think, since it's the card I most likely want to exile. I guess he could have a Diregraph. He could have the Undying Malice if he's making this attack. Alright, I think I'm still going to block it and hope he doesn't have a way to bring it back, because either way, if he does, he still doesn't have any creatures to exile, because I can just in response get my stuff back. Dollhouse. Okay, so he's going to do it immediately. So I'm going to wait until he brings it back, so once he targets my creature, I can just exile in response. So he's going to do that immediately. It enters the battlefield. What does he target? And then I can negate it by... He might just target my Voldaren Epic here. Okay, so in response, I want to Blood Fountain, get back the Epic here, and I think I'm getting back my Diregraph Scavenger, and I might be fine exiling my own Falkenrath Celebrants to maybe try to burn him out, so this is okay. And then I'm fine discarding land end of turn, so just gotta be smart about my plays here. You can always bring back Voice of the Blessed, but yeah, this Dollhouse so far is a problem. Just need to keep digging here, I think. Don't know how I can beat this. I think I'm fine sending in Scavenger, and if he blocks with this, this is okay. I'm fine with the trade too with the other Death Toucher, so let's say go. Yeah, let's lead by, I guess we can always lead by discarding. No, actually we want to pay red, right? Yeah, let's use this first. Discarding Swamp. I might even deck myself. Okay, double Scavenger isn't the worst, so I'll attack here, and he's most likely just going to block with the 1/1. And I'll just probably exile my own Falkenrath Celebrants, so then his creatures aren't going to get better either. So let's just do this. Play the Ragged Recluse. Play out the Epic here. And then exile, I guess, my own Celebrants. And then the name of the game might just be to burn them out. And this will also transform into a reasonable threat. And hope he just doesn't have a way to just gain a ton of life. He can just keep bringing his creatures back with the Dollhouse, which is annoying, but he's also just losing life by making these plays, so that's fine. Luckily he doesn't have any Traveling Ministers or anything here. I'm fine attacking with both next turn, maybe force some blocks. You could also discard with the Blood Token and reanimate something with the Dollhouse, so I also might need to be careful about that as well. Or I can also just do an all-out attack next turn, Doom the Center, alright. So that's going to put a halt in my progress, but I think I might still attack into this. So first things first is lead by discarding a mountain. Yep. And we just keep drawing mountains, so... Question is, do I attack with fall? If I do, he does get a good chump in. Ooh, Blood Tithe Harvester, that's a good one. But let's lead by attacking with these two first, I think. I could attack with all. He gets to eat the 1/1 or the 1/4, and then he gets the chump, and he only takes 2. I don't think I want that. I think this is okay. Could see a Valorous Stance or a Fierce Retribution here. Still get to drain him for 1 at least, so it's not the worst. And if he trades off here, I'll just exile his Fellstinger, which is what he's planning to do because he does want to reanimate with Dollhouse. So let's just Diregraph Scavenger now. And then again, the name of the game is just to burn him out. Get rid of Fellstinger. So we saw that coming, and then we can play Blood Tithe Harvester. So yeah, Blood is really powerful. And then next turn, I could sack this, kill this, and then attack with all 3, put him down to 1. The Undead Butler is a problem though. I guess he can bring back the Mind Leech School, but even if he does, I'm all out of cards. So I'm not sure how I can win this. I do have another, I guess I used up all my, no, I guess I still have Fellstingers to burn the opponent out, so yeah, I guess that's a reasonable line. I can just try to find the Fellstinger, so I probably don't want to use the Blood Tithe Harvester to kill anything. I mean, I guess I can still stack this to kill something, and then use the Blood Token instead to, I don't know what this implies. I think I'm fine if he doesn't exploit or not. I'm all out of cards, so he might just not exploit anything. Okay, I guess he wants to upgrade this into a 2/2, that's fine. I guess Undead Butler can bring this back if this ends up dying too. Luckily the opponent has nothing but removal spells and 0 life gain, so I think the name of the game is Burn, if I have to imagine. So maybe need to find some Fellstingers and chain them together to maybe burn them out. And I do have another Scavenger left in the deck, so that's fine. Maybe see a removal spell here. Okay, a Grasp, that sucks. And he had to gain a life off of that. Alright, that's a little bit rough. I guess this is my 3rd Scavenger, never mind, so I'm kind of in a bad spot here. Bleed Dry isn't the worst. I can always attack, offer to trade, and then, or just Bleed Dry to 4/4. If I Bleed Dry to 4/4 and attack with all, he could always chump and eat the 1/1 for free, which isn't what I really want. So I think I'm just going to pass the turn and say go. And maybe Bleed Dry end of turn to Voice of the Blessed, which is the scariest card, in my opinion. maybe wait, or maybe just play the decking game since the opponent's going to deck before me. I could also just take out the Socialite. Opponent brings back the Doom Dissenter. I still have some decent blocks. I might actually want to exile the Bloodcrazed Socialite actually, since this has Menace and he can just keep making blood tokens if this dies. So I'm going to exile the Bloodcrazed Socialite instead. And maybe he can just deck himself, maybe that's the win condition. I can also just hold on to this just to be careful. Yeah, I might actually hold on to this. Maybe the game is to wait for the opponent to deck. And the Fellstinger. I mean, I guess I can make him draw cards. Yeah, let's actually make him draw cards. This way he can deck before me, and I should be able to win this if he mills himself out. So I'm actually going to do this. Say go. And then we can still bleed dry here. Traveling Minister, I guess now I need to exile the Voice of the Blessed. Set up a double block on the 3/3. And I do have a couple more Fellstingers left in the deck. Imprisonment, that's a problem, but I can still double block the Socialite. And this needs to die, otherwise he just makes it into a large creature. Alright, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. So now I probably need to dig through my library and take it slow. So this is rough, so I'm going to block here, and then before damage we're going to exile the Voice so it doesn't grow with the Traveling Minister. So now what? Ooh, Rot-Tide Gargantua was a nice pickup. Right, that was pretty nice. Forces him to sack a creature, which he can bring back with the Dollhouse. But maybe I can still stabilize against this opponent, or make him deck eventually, but we'll see. He can bring back Undead Butler, but it does end up exiling if he kills it. So I guess he wants to bring that back. And do I attack here? Not really, we'll say go. Opponent needs to be careful too, because if he doesn't have a chump blocker, I can just attack for 5 and that's game over. If opponent brings this back, I guess it can become a pretty large creature if he attacks and gives it Menace. He might just attack with itself. I might still be forced to double block, which I don't mind. So hope he doesn't top deck any removal. Opponent can gain life, but I just need to make sure he decks himself before I do. Okay, I guess he's enhancing here. So I probably just want to double block the Bloodcrazed Socialite here. And, yep, take 4. And hope he doesn't have anything. And I can still block these 2 creatures. Alright, so now we definitely want to discard the land. Okay, I'm still not going to deck before the opponent, so I'm still fine discarding a land here. Another Fellstinger, please. Okay, there it is. Alright, let's just do it here. Do I draw cards or does he draw cards? Interesting option. I think we need to make him draw cards, right? And then, yeah, I don't know if I can win this. I just made him draw a bunch of cards. But I guess if I top deck a Fellstinger, I guess if I survive this turn and then I ditch a land and draw into my second Fellstinger, my third Fellstinger, I should be able to kill him. So I think this risk was a little bit high, but I think it was worth doing, considering the fact that I don't think I can beat the opponent with all this life gain and value. So I think this was the right thing to do, and then I can still take 6 here, survive, and then if we can get another Fellstinger, we should be fine. So, alright, Gluttonous Guest, so he has enough life gain. Alright, so just need to get Fellstinger off the top, please, game. Alright, let's go. Let's go. Fellstinger. Fellstinger. Fellstinger, come on, come on, come on, come on. Fellstinger. Please, I believe in you. I believe in you. Alright, well, we got Anya, never mind. I guess that can also give us the turn. And then I can sacrifice the blood and still have enough blockers, so this is okay. He might try to get rid of a creature here. Alright, and he doesn't. So I should be able to survive one more turn. Assuming, I guess he can discard a creature now and bring it back with the stinking dollhouse. But I should be able to survive since I have this as a blocker and then the 1/4. And then if I sack the blood token, I also gain a life off of Gluttonous Guest. So actually I'm in good shape. So he's going to try to go for an all-out attack here, I have to imagine. And then before damage happens, I can sack the blood token and drain him. So I think I win, assuming he doesn't have any sort of removal spell here. Alright, and I'll just block the biggest creatures, right? Make sure these are the right blocks. And then before damage, we sacrifice the blood token, and we also gain a life off of Gluttonous Guest by sacrificing the token. Wow, down to 1. Oh my god. Very close. And then now we can even activate Anya to win. No, actually, let's just attack with all. Wow, I guess we win through damage regardless, so... Yep, that was a good game. Alright, sweet. 6 and 2. This is why we're Mythic rank 13 and now Mythic rank 10. Early in the month. So, can we get past rank 10? And we went 1 and 2 with this deck too, so had a pretty rough start, and it was kind of salty when I went 1 and 2, but now we are rank 10 Mythic early in the month, and that feels great. And I try to go for top 5 Mythic again, like I did with Strixhaven, and that should be kind of fun as well. Alright, yeah, 6 and 2. Final boss, rank 10 Mythic. Man, how did we go from 1 and 2 into this? Find out, you know, in the next episode. Or just find out now. Let's hit the play button and take out this final boss and hopefully get to maybe top 8 or top 7. I wasn't even expecting to win that game, honestly. But you just have to deck the opponent out sometimes with Fellstinger. Alright, this isn't the best hand, but we do have a turn 1 Voldaren Epic here. And we're on the play, so I think we gotta keep. And we could end up discarding something next turn if we don't find that it's great. I do want to keep all these 4 drops, but if I find another one, then I might discard it. Just to ensure I can improve my draw steps. Alright, land isn't the worst. Might actually be fine discarding a land. Don't think I need to do it main phase here, maybe just do it next turn. And hope I don't miss out on my 4th land drop by doing this, but I don't really need triple black in this deck necessarily, so I think it's okay. One plays a Graph Reaver, that's not a card I see too often. I guess he's just going to play as a 3/3, but he's taking 1 per turn anyway, so it's not a great card. And I'm fine. Now this 1/4, I can just block this 1/3 all day. And we still got our 4th land, so Maybe we're not facing against the most optimal blue-black deck, but that's fine. And then I can just keep this around all day and just block it, so... Headless Rider, alright. I'm still going to block the 3-3. So, could just exile the Headless Rider, to be honest. If I play the Bloodcrave Socialite, he can attack with both, but he'll be taking a lot of damage on the way back. So I'm just going to play the Socialite and take it slow, maybe. And then not even block, just say go. And then hope the opponent just burns himself out. Yeah, this card is not good. Don't play this card, guys. Like, why do you need a 2-mana 3-3? I understand it's a 3-3, but there's like the Steelclad Spirit which you can play, which is also not a great card, but probably still better than this. I guess Lantern Bearer will start burning me, but again, that's fine. Sure. I'm not really scared of anything here. I could attack with 5 and then Bleed Dry, but he's probably going to double block for the 3-3, just because he doesn't want to lose a lot of life. I guess I'm just fine discarding land here and playing out Blood Fountain. I guess we want to tap for Swamp here. Or never mind, we're tapping out for Swamp anyways. Let's just discard the land here. And then play Blood Fountain, and then where not we get a land, we still have land 4 to cast a Diregraph Scavenger. And that's fine. Like, I'm not even sure if I want him to exploit anything, honestly. Like, I'll just say go, and then we can just have this guy burn him out. And then we're also just gaining life off the Bloodcrave Socialite, so even if the Lantern Bearer keeps connecting, we're still fine. Like, honestly, we just don't need to do anything. Gutter Skulker is annoying, though, so maybe I need to exile the Gutter Skulker. I guess that's a card I don't mind just Bleed Drying immediately before he untaps. Hopefully no Alchemist Retrieval, but he's holding priority of the Blood, so that makes a lot of sense, and then we'll just say go. And then if he decides to attack, then I can just keep swing. I can just swing back. So either way, I think he's in a rough spot. Ooh, Anya. Alright, let's just tap out for Anya and hope he doesn't have Syncopate. And maybe that can just end the game. And I'm not attacking here because, again, there's really no need to. I can just stack blood all day and gain life and then have this ping him to death. So. Egg is fine. Seriously, guys, don't play this card. I mean, his deck doesn't look bad. I mean, he has a Headless Rider, Geist to sack, Violent Egg to sack, Lantern Bearer, like one copy of Bloodbound Thirst, but this is definitely not a card you want, unless you're really desperate to sack things. And it seems like the opponent is desperate to just sack things here. I'm not even sure if I want to even, like, honestly, like, play anything out here. I guess I can exile the Bailu Meg, but I do want to get value off of Anya just activating and just draining him. Or I can just play Doom Dissenter and do this. He also doesn't have double black for Bleed Dry, so we have to keep that in mind. Keeps it on top, so I should be careful here. I could also play Blood Type Harvester just to be safe. But I think I just want to keep up the Anya activations, honestly, and that can just win me the game, since this is just going to drain him for 1 per turn, so. I'm fine blocking a 4-4. He can also sacrifice islands to hit me for 4, but I also don't mind. Skull Scob to go Y, sure. I mean, I guess now he stacks it. Okay, that's fair enough. But at this point, he's probably done enough damage to himself that I should be able to just drain him out with Anya. And we'll just keep making blood, draining. Just keep taking 1 here. So I just need to sacrifice 6 blood tokens or 6 creatures plus blood and I should be good. So do I play Blood Type Harvester or Doom Dissenter? Doom Dissenter can kill something, I guess. But Doom Dissenter gives me extra fodder. I do play around Counterspell with the Doom Dissenter, actually. So that's interesting. I think I still play the blood type harvester here. And then end of turn we can still stack the blood. And I guess we make more blood, so... Alright, I don't have to do anything, just say go. He might just start attacking here, but then if he attacks, then I can crack back at the opponent. Could see a bounce spell. I think he's holding up a Lunar Rejection here. So he wants to target Anya. I can still stack a blood on the way back. Yep. And just do this now. And then we can just gain 5 and take it from there. And I can just try to replay her and then just keep draining her, draining the opponent, making more blood tokens. I can always stack the blood type harvester to kill the Biolume Serpent if I'm scared of it, or the Skull Scob if he's looking to go wide, and I don't want that happening. Gargantua, I guess I'll just stack my Voldaren Epic here. I guess he wants to draw cards off of the Catgeist, makes sense. If he attacks with 4/4, I can still double block it, and that's kind of like using the Harvester. I guess I can just exile the Catgeist here. Yeah, I guess we'll just exile the Catgeist so then he doesn't keep drawing cards. It's kind of cute. So Catgeist can now go. And then I guess I can still sacrifice the Harvester to take out the 5/4 since that's a pretty scary threat. So just take this out. I guess he makes a 2/2. Should have thought about that. Okay, I still should be fine here. I can play a second Diregraph Scavenger next turn. He can go wide and attack, but I should still be okay. I should have enough blockers, a lot of ways to gain life. And this has Death Touch too. I guess he can bring his stuff back too. Alright, I guess he's going to use Blood Fountain end of turn, and if he does, then I don't really want to play out another Scavenger, just play out Anya and just try to end the game. So I think we're just fine here. Alright, Hero's Downfall. Alright, so it's going to take a while, but I mean, the game is almost over if I can safely, Fellstinger the opponent and Diregraph Scavenger, he is potentially dead. So either way, I think we're in good hands. And I'm fine trading the Biolume Serpent if he attacks with it as well. But then I guess he has a Blood Fountain, never mind. Alright, so he's going to make me bounce something, potentially this Blood Crave Socialite. But then he's tapping out, so then I can... I mean, if he's going to do that, I don't mind. I'm just going to recast and drain him. Do I want to put it on top? It's not the worst. But I do have ways to drain him with a second Scavenger, so I'll decline. And I can still take some damage, and I should be okay. And I can still block here, so this is fine. Even attacks with a Skull Scob, okay. So I probably just want to lower the amount of bodies, even though I'll be taking 7 here. So I'm probably just better blocking a token. Never mind, I do want this to die. So either way, he gets the extra blocker regardless, but we'll just block like this. Again, I should still be fine here. Yeah, this is concerning. Guess I'll just play another Diregraph Scavenger and hope he doesn't have Syncopate. So I just need to survive one more turn and I can kill him. What do I want to exile here? So let's say he activates the Blood Fountain. He has 4, 5, 6, 7, so he can bring back maybe like a 4-drop here. I guess the worst case scenario is Rot-Tide Gargantua, so I think I'll get rid of Rot-Tide here. Like, I'm fine if he brings back something else, but the Rot-Tide can potentially blow me out because it can, it can make me sack. So I'm fine maybe just blocking the highest powered creatures if he decides to attack with all. And then I should be able to maybe survive still. So block, block, block maybe. And then I guess we're dead, right? 16, 17, never mind. I guess we're just dead. Even if we block the largest creatures. No, wait. No, we're still alive. I guess we're still... Nah, I think we're still dead. It'll be 15 total. Yeah, it'd be 15 total, so I'm hoping the opponent makes a blunder here. Because it's 16, so if I block a 2-1, then that's 15 exactly, so I think he wins. But I'm hoping he makes a blunder and miscalculates. And only attacks me with a couple of creatures here. So I'm fine with this main phase, actually. Let's hope he blunders here and gets too cocky. Okay. So he's just going to attack with all, I have to imagine, and we lose. Unless he isn't smart enough to figure it out. Okay, well, Darren Bloodcaster, that's fine. Okay, I'm hoping he doesn't attack with all. Please don't. Okay, he does. So that's rough. I think we lose. Yeah, good games. No, actually, I'm still alive. No, I'm not. Okay, yeah, he has it. Alright, that was a good final match, but maybe the right choice was to Fellstinger and gain a life, but no, I would have lost anyways. Alright, that was close, but couldn't quite get there. But we still settled for number 18, but I'm definitely inclined to climb up the rankings now, given that we lost our 10th position, but still managed to go 2-1 and then 6-3 with this deck. So either way, happy with the results regardless. But it was a close game. If the opponent didn't attack with all, we could have just played the Fellstinger and then dealt 2 damage to him like we did with our previous opponents. But this opponent knew what to do, so yeah, not bad. 6-3 with a Rakdos deck that's looking to mostly exploit. Usually this is what happens when blue is open at your table, but then you get some really good red cards early on that kind of force you into black-red. Like, obviously, Black-Red wants to be vampires, but we had the exploit package instead with triple Fellstinger, double Doom Dissenter, and Rot Tide. So sometimes you can play a 2-colored pair and not follow the main theme of the archetype, which is essentially, in this case, which is essentially vampires. But instead we went for the exploit route. But yeah, even then we just have mono-black exploit creatures, which is fine. And the deck was still good, so yeah, not bad for a 6-3 draft. So let's claim our prize, and then yeah, you just go over the packs quickly, and then maybe I'll make a 4th video and maybe try to get to top 10 Mythic with it. So pack 1, pick 1. Let's pretend we're drafting Crimson Vow. What do we have to find pleasure of opening? I guess I'll just open them all. I mean, most of them are gems anyways. Yeah, it's not waste time. These videos are a little bit too long. Alright, we got a bunch of gems. And then, let's see what we would first pick out of this pack. Weaver Blossoms, yeah, I would take Weaver over Vile Spawn Spider. Like, I find out if you're going to end up in the blue-green deck, you are basically just playing a blue-green ramp deck that's looking to play a bunch of giant werewolves and blue interaction spells. So the self-mill theme isn't really too important, but this is still a very strong card. Like, I'd be happy to still play this in any blue-green deck. Just being able to just sacrifice this in the late game if it goes unanswered to make a bunch of 1/1s to go wide to maybe finish off the opponent. And it's still a really good body early on, like a 2-mana 2/3 is a good body, and with Reach, obviously you can block any flyers, which is great. So yeah, Valspawn is a great 2-drop, but I'd still maybe take Weaver of Blossoms as, in my opinion, the best green common. Just I think every green deck just wants this. Even outside of like a ramp deck, it's still a werewolf that can be quite large if it turns nighttime. And then the ramp, obviously great. And I guess it's still a human for green-white, but in green-white, I honestly don't even care about the humans or the training at all. Most of the time, you just end up playing these werewolf cards as just big, chunky creatures. But anyways, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'm going to try to maybe get to top 10 Mythic with the next one. So thank you guys for watching, and enjoy your New Year's. Have a good one. Bye.